What's up, y'all? It's Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, back again with our special, Decoding the Double Glock. You know, I love these Decoding the Double Glocks. You see that I've done a bunch of different ones, and I always love to just point out some things that we may have missed or just confirm for us, you know, these things that we're always looking at. And it's nice to know that the things that we love and we assume are really real. So today we're going to do one that I know a lot of fans ask for, and it seems simple for a bunch of the hardcore Bone fans, but this is something that I see all the time, and they want to know who is who on the cover of the Mo Thugs family reunion. And I think that this is a really important thing because, again, even though our hardcore fans may know, we want to make sure that not only do the non-hardcore fans that want to know, but maybe we got some brand new Bone fans. You know, Bone brings in new people all the time, or new fans rather, all the time, and we want to make sure that they all know. So we're going to jump in and we are going to do the Mo Thug family reunion cover. So just in checking out all our artwork here, the first thing I went to was the inside cover, which, as you may remember, has a really good breakdown of who each member is. And this made it really easy for us to separate all the faces in the front into 6 different groups. So just to make our task today a little bit easier, let's go ahead, let's break this into 6 different groups. Now, before I do that though, I do want to point out on the inside cover we can see DJ Ice, former Mo Thug and Bone Thugs DJ on the inside, but he's not on the front cover. Just wanted to shout out DJ Ice. Now let's go ahead, let's break it up into that 6 groups. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and label these groups. The ones that we all know, of course, are Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Poetic Hustlers, Too True, Potion, MT5, and we're going to go ahead and make another section for Miscellaneous Mo Thugs. So in this video, what we're trying to do is break down each member, not just by their group, but also by their name. If we were doing just the group, the inside cover does a great job of that, and I know a lot of these are easy ones that we know, but there are some in here that we don't know. So let's start by getting the ones that we know out of the way. Of course, we got Bone Thugs and Harmony, and we have Flesh and Bone, Wishbone, Crazy Bone, and of course, Lil Lazy Bone. Now, I always thought it was awesome to see these guys in each of the corner of the cover, and I always wondered what it would have been like if we had Busy on the cover as well, and where they might have placed them if there was 5 of them instead of 4. Imagine seeing Busy on that cover, though, and how awesome that would have been. Probably would have been something like this. Yeah, that would have been real cool. But that is our members of Bone, an easy breakdown. Let's go ahead, let's move to some other ones that we know we can do real easy. And of course, you see here we got the Poetic Hustlers, consisting of Tony Tone, Boogie Nike, and Beyond the Harmony alumni member Mo Hart. So that's a real easy one. Moving over to Too True, we got Archie Blaine, Brina, and Jazz. Now, later on, Jazz plays a really important part to the decoding of our cover, so stay tuned for that. So those were the easy ones for us to break down. But let's move on to a couple that may be a little bit harder here. So we got Potion. And it's obvious that we have 2 members here, but who are they? So I did a lot of checking online, and everyone knew them as Potion member 1 and 2. But what are the names here? So I did a little bit of research, and I was able to find former Mo Thug members Nicole Stewart and Annette Stewart of Potion, who also happen to be sisters. And Nicole told us that she was located next to Crazy Bone and his daughter, so that helped us narrow it down. But still, what's her stage name? So I also showed them a very old picture that I saw, and I remember seeing it from the Angel Fire and GeoCity days, and it shows 4 members of Potion. And Annette did confirm that they were at one point a 4-person group. But more importantly, what she did was she confirmed for us who was who, Annette being the member Boom Boom, and her sister Nicole was Remedy. So now we got Potion done, and we have that question answered. Now we're going to jump to a tougher one, MT5. What was MT5 anyway? Was it the Mo Thug 5? This one was a little bit harder, and I even ended up asking a bunch of former Mo Thugs if they knew who was who. I asked Potion, I asked Jazz, Thug Queen, Mohart, Soulja Boy, and Tony Tone, and no one knew the answer. So what I did was I jumped to the inside notes of the album, and it does let us know on the song Believe by MT5 and Lazy Bone that it was written by Marcus, Marvin, Martin, Maurice, and Marlon, who all share the last name of Thomas. So MT5 was more than likely referencing the fact that their initials were MT, and there were 5 of them in the group. And we'll also assume that they're all brothers. So that kind of gives us a little lead on what we got going on. Now, before you guys ask, you know C-Dub does his research, and I couldn't find any of these guys online. So we do have the names, but we have no idea who is who. So if you got any leads, drop them in the comments. I'd love to follow up with these guys and find out about their experience with Mo Thugs, but that at least helps us narrow down the names, but we just don't know the name to the face yet. Now, finally, we have our miscellaneous Mo Thug members. Now, most of the hardcore fans are going to know, but let's just run through these real quick so we can finish up. We got Soulja Boy, Felicia, Sin of the Graveyard Shift, Ken Dog, Powder, Scampbone, Thug Queen, and Crazy Bone's daughter, Destiny. So I always wondered who the kid was when I was younger and I saw the cover, and I assumed that it was Crazy Bone's daughter just based on the placement of Crazy and her. And of course, later on, we did learn that it was his daughter, Destiny. But I'd love to know more about why she was actually featured on the cover. Her birth must have meant a ton to the group and a bunch to Crazy Bone for her to be featured on the album. And I think it's really cool look back and see her face on this album cover with her dad and her uncles, and you know, it's just a really cool moment for her, and I always wonder if she shows it off to other people. So there we have it. That's your Mo Thug family reunion front cover to decoding. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the front cover. Oh, and before we go, round 2. Yeah, that's right. We got another round here. So during my research, I did uncover this very, very early version of the advertisement for Family Reunion. And you can see if we check it out here, we got some brand new faces. And I thought it'd be cool to break down who was who here, just because this is really rare. I bet a lot of fans haven't even seen this. I know that it was always fresh for me to look at. So looking at the cover, I quickly picked out Nico from Trey. This was real easy. You remember her from the CROSSROADS video and, you know, Thug Devotion, and she's got a very unique hairstyle, so she was easy to pick out. And I started asking around, you know, maybe this featured all 3 members of Trey, and then it left the other 2 girls that we see here. So maybe we had Trey, and then maybe we had the other 2 members of Potion. You remember Annette told us that there were 2 other members and they split from the group. And we know Trey had 3 members. But as I looked this over, I mean, I really didn't feel like any of these girls looked like Trey. I went back, I looked at the CROSSROADS video, Thug Devotion. I looked at, you know, the Trey video. So I started asking around. And if you guys remember, I said Jazz played a big part in the decoding. And Jazz was not only able to confirm for me that it was indeed Nico from Trey, but she also let me know that the other 4 females that we see here are from the group For You to Know. And they were featured on the song Pimpin' Ain't Easy by 2 True and MT5. And of course, we had For You to Know in it. Now, unfortunately, Jazz nor anybody else could remember any of their names. And I also tried to do what I did for MT5 and check the credits for Pimpin' Ain't Easy, but it only listed the 2 True members along with Ed Townsend and Marvin Gaye, who made Let's Get It On that was sampled for the song. So I had to really wonder why. You know, what made them get removed? How many For You to Know songs were made that didn't make the cut? If you got any leads on For You to Know on social media, let me know. Just like MT5, I'd love to follow up with them and just have some connection with them and find out, you know, their involvement with Mo Thug. Now that we saw them on this early edition of the flyer, we can assume that they had a lot more involvement with Mo Thug than just that one song. It also made me wonder, you know, what happened to the rest of Trey? And then what happened to just Nico herself? You know, we didn't have Trey in any of the advertisements. We just had Nico. I wonder if we had a bunch of Trey songs or a bunch of Nico solo songs, or maybe her featured with, Crazy Bone, things like that. Trey really helped capture a lot of that original Mo Thug sound, and I always thought they were greatly missed from the reunion. We did get a lot of great female R&B, but there was something unique about Trey. The CROSSROADS, that first of the month remix. I always just thought they were really cool. So there is our second round breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And before we go, final round. Did you ever wonder the inspiration for the album cover itself? Well, check no further than the often sampled Earth, Wind, and Fire and their album cover for the 1980 release of Faces. So we know Bone and Crazy specifically find a lot of inspiration, samples, and elements from Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I thought it was really cool to see them pay homage to them with their album cover. It's always cool to bring not only that audio, but that visual to the things that really inspire us. And Earth, Wind, and Fire, huge inspiration of Bone, and I would say hip-hop in general. So there it is. Our decoding of Family Reunion. I thank you guys for checking it out and helping me break this down and decode it. I also just want to give a quick shout out to Adrian Gonzalez, BT&H board member and Beyond the Harmony supporter, for helping me break this down and gather all the information we needed to do it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you want us to decode next. And of course, this is C-Dub, Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, and I will catch you on the next one. Beyond the Harmony, for the fans we celebrate, uploading the videos every Thursday, so join us. Disclaimer. We are regular guys who love to talk Bone Thugs and Harmony. We do not represent Bone Thugs or any Bone affiliate. We are also not Bone Thugs experts. The views and information you hear in this podcast may be based on personal opinion. Please feel free to leave corrections and clarifying information in the comments. And enjoy. What's up, y'all? It's Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, back again with the one and only
Jonathan Libby!
And he is the co-host in Coast to Coast in Come Up Creeper, Never Sour, Always Sweeter, ladies and gentlemen.
I am Matthew Weaver.
And this is Beyond the Harmony Live, the undisputed, undefeated, #1 Bone Thugs podcast in the world. We're back again, y'all. Thank you for joining us on this little impromptu, just, had to fuck around and have a little fun with the homies type of Sunday. You know what it is.
What it is. Welcome, everybody. Yes, Cecil, Matt, everybody. So man, it's been like 2 weeks, right? This is a pretty good thing, man. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think we're trying to get back in the I said it before. We're gearing up. We're trying to get back into the swing to have a season. It's hard with everyone's schedules and life. And Johnny and I started working 2 brand new jobs that are different from the last time we did a season. And Matt is always out traveling the world. It's hard to put together a season. So I think right now this is kind of like, before a boxer has a big fight, they train. We're kind of in training right now.
Indeedy. And I'll start off the show just doing an advertisement for the followers from our earlier seasons when Brother Clay was part of it. He's released a new book. It's called Killing Brother Clay. He goes by a new name, Mustafa Mandi. So I put like an ad for it on our community notes section on the YouTube app. So if you check that out, if you guys follow Brother Clay, just let you know he's dropped a new book. It's, I guess, the sequel to his previous book. So it's available on Amazon, Kindle, and paperback.
Well, shout out to Clay. I guess I can't call him that anymore. That's gonna be, that's gonna be tough for me to overcome. But I'm gonna do what I can.
Yeah, in my iPhone, it has like a name update suggestion, but I'm leaving it there because I don't know if I seen that other name, I don't know if I'd recognize it. So it is going to take a while. But that is like, I think he's like gone full board. That's his real new name, like not just pen name, but his legal name. So congrats to Brother Clay for his evolution to Mustafa.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm not gonna lie. It took forever for me to read John's book, so I don't know if I'm gonna read anybody's book.
He's got two of them. He dropped one either a year ago or 2 years ago.
All right, I'm not reading 2 books. I just want to be fucking. I'm not doing it when, ChatGPT summarize it. I'm just trying to be for real, but we should buy copies and support the gang and.
Just out of curiosity, and if you say no, my feelings aren't hurt. But I did this collabo book with somebody one time, and I don't know if you ever got around to looking at that one. I mean, maybe the pictures, but did you ever actually,
no,
sit down with it?
Yeah, who's got time for that?
Okay.
Everybody wants to sound like a genius and be like, "Oh, I read fucking 300 books a year," but most of them are lying. I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was one that maybe you might have had interest in. That's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. What do we got going on? Well, first, I just want to. I've been told we got to do a call to action. So if you're watching, if you could like the live, it helps tremendously when you guys like on the live. Show it some love. It's even more love if you be dropping comments and shares, but at least take the time right now to just drop a couple likes on this, and it really helps in the algorithm a lot. So that would be great. And yeah, I don't know who we have out there. I saw Lib21 is in there. I saw Mark Scott was in there for a little bit. LTK, Byron's out there. Anybody that's out there that hasn't talked yet, feel free to jump in. Let us know you're out here.
S. Perez is out there. He's the founder of the Discord concept.
Yep.
S. Perez.
Also, warmed up.
I also want to just give a retrospective on a retrospective. That first video you showed there for the pre-roll of Mo Thugs 2. I just want to give a shout out to Jordan Corey. He had done a sequel to your video, Cecil, and it was the Other Side outro at the very end.
I helped him a little bit with it.
He did.
Yeah,
awesome.
Just a couple pictures that he needed or whatever of people he may not have had.
And by the way, go ahead. My bad.
No, you go ahead, John. You're probably gonna say the same.
Oh, what I was gonna say is gonna derail into a whole other area. Cecil, so.
Nice.
Why standard John behavior? Why don't I'm really glad we started doing that pre-roll thing. I guess I'm tooting our own horn a little bit, but why isn't that more common or more popular? Like the live screen waiting thing seems so 2000s compared to how far other things have advanced.
So what I discovered real quick is that generic one that we've seen with the countdown, there's 10 other options. One of them is kind of futuristic and cool looking. So I don't know if
Cecil really
found that feature. Yeah.
No, I had no idea about that.
That boring one with that annoying music. There's other ones with much cooler stuff. It's
oh, that's great because that thing fuking sucks.
That sound is bad. Why is that the default one, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's awful.
I mean, but I do prefer what we're doing here. But if we ever run out of material.
So I tried it back when I had my old laptop. Shout out to the Skull and Crossroads Society for helping get your boy the brand new PC that is bringing us into the future. Because
Nice.
I tried to do the pre-show one time on my old laptop, and it just fucking crashed everything, and I was just freaking the fuck out, you know. And so when I got this, I was like, hey, I'm gonna try it again because I remember there was so it's not even one of us. And when I say one of us, I mean like a lot of the people that are in here right now are what I say are one of us. You know, like the all the time guys that watch, whether it's fucking 80 people watching for verses or it's 17 people watching right now. The one of us. And this guy wasn't one of us, which is cool. I want us to get, you know, the new heads, and everybody around here was new at one point, but this guy goes, oh, uh waiting or whatever the pre-screen says, right? And he's just like, I'm not waiting. And I was like, damn, bro. like we in the swipe or die movement right now. If content isn't filling their face the moment they click on it, nope. Fuck that. Fuck that. And so I was like, all right, from now on, because what used to happen was, you know, like for instance, 6:50. I was like, all right, we'll go live at 6:50. People get the fucking, they get the little notification. They'll start filling in. It gives about 10 minutes for people to fill in. Da 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 da. And nah, that guy taught me that ain't the way to do it. So I was like, I got to give him something. And we have so much content that I'm like, hey, some of this old shit, man, it doesn't get its props, you know. So this is a good way. I want to do the Thugs Cry one, you know, but it's 20 minutes long. But I'm
So yeah, so what I wanted to tell you that I did over the weekend, it has to do with Bone, and it's yet another
boom, boom,
situation
boom, boom, boom.
Where Johnny just can't handle the drums. So originally, like 2 years ago, I removed the drums from Hate and Nation because I thought they were just they weren't mixed correctly. And I ran into the same problem that I had with Hate and Nations. So with brand new everything, those drums are just so loud and annoying and obnoxious on it. I took those out. But I ran into the same problem. I don't know if anybody out there knows how to fix this. Some of you guys dabble in AI. I heard Cecil West is starting to do that too. But because
Oh,
those drums were so overpowering on Hate Nation and Brand New Everything, there's like this phase sound because I guess the AI couldn't, because the drums were hitting so hard when some of the lyrics hit that it could only, blend it out so much. So it's just the whole thing sounds like it's phasing in and out all the time. Is there a way to improve on that? And let me ask you this: Hate Nation and Brand New Everything. This is for everybody out there. Some people said, "No, I love those obnoxiously loud drums on Hate Nation." What's wrong with you, Lippy? I'm like, no, dude. For me, when you take those drums out of Hate Nation, it becomes this nice, pleasant song. It's like a whole new experience. And the same thing with Brand New Everything, other than the phasing in and out where the drums were. So I'm happy with it because I'm not getting those drums. Oh, I'll say this too, though. The drum track for Brand New Everything is cool on its own. Like when you listen to it just by itself, it's like, man, this is groovy. I see why Crazy wanted to use it. It just didn't fit with the vibe of the song. I don't know if anybody agrees with that as far as the drums on Brand New Everything. But once I
uh,
took this out, it's a much more chilling track. It's a crazy and busy song from the Chasing the Devil album. It was, and in fact, it sounds like it might have been made around the time they did some of the recordings for New Waves, even though it's 2 years prior. But Busy's style is very similar on Brand New Everything than it is on New Waves on that song.
I think,
drums don't bother me.
um, yeah, but I have to turn in my bone card because I think I might die if I had to listen to just the drums from Brand New Everything. So John, I'll pass. I'll give you my bone card because you were on a level that I didn't even know, a plateau, a Super Saiyan level that is hereto unheard of in my world.
Well, and I'll throw this out there too to the audience. Even removing the drums, I discovered what the actual problem with the song is for me is that I'm on a brand new town. The intro, chorus just lasts 4 to 8 measures too long. Curious if anybody agrees. Yes, I'm talking about a song from 10 years ago, but that's what I did
I
this
remember
weekend.
that. I
Yeah,
specifically remember that part about that song. Yeah. I
yeah,
think they were just having a good time.
it just takes too long to get to the actual verses, and removing the drums didn't make those verses get any closer. I thought it would, but it doesn't. So now, as far as what I did this weekend, I don't know, Cecil, if what you did this weekend is top secret, but those are some clever little thingies you did. But if it's top secret, it's top secret.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck did I do? I don't even know what I did, bro. Now I know.
Well, you sent me a bunch of material that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I did a bunch of AI. Okay, I made an R&B group called New Waves. Okay, and I did it through AI, and they just cover Bone songs, but as an
They're
R&B
awesome.
group. Yeah.
I can't even figure out what my favorite one is, but Everyday Thing is sticking out in my mind. Uh,
I don't know if I can let me
yeah, man, if you
let me see if I
if
can
you could.
share this with Matt so everybody can hear it. I'll do it. Let's see. There's a share.
Some of those verses, like when there was, oh, you know what was really good because I didn't like the original. I was never a fan of "Can't Give It Up" by Bone. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I'm not really like, oh boy. I wasn't happy when that was the video, but the New Waves R&B group killed that cover song
Oh, they
of
can't give
Bone.
it up. you know,
Yeah,
you knew I was gonna go on my way for that, huh?
bro, I prefer that over Bones version, and they're not even they're robots. I prefer the robot, the robot girls. Or Can't Give It Up. It's killer. So while you're pulling that up and figuring that out, I'm gonna do a side thing real quick. This is over the weekend. Smokey from Lyrical Fusion sent to our group chat that Slick Rick came out with a movie called Victory. It's a 30-minute. It's not really a movie, but it's directed by Idris Alba. You might know him from the Marvel films. You might know him from the new 007. He's a famous actor, but uh, he directed all the Slick Rick videos,
Sure, this isn't.
and it's filmed over 3 continents. Slick Rick and he took 4 years to make it, and they put so much effort into it. I felt bad watching it because I'm only gonna watch it once, but it's really well done. The songs are real. It's like Slick Rick hasn't been gone for 30 years. So if you're into all hip hop, especially 80s, early 90s hip hop, Slick Rick has influenced Bone Thugs and Harmony. Bone has sampled Slick Rick a couple times or did like remakes of Slick Rick songs numerous times. So I think it's fair to discuss Slick Rick here. Slick Rick Victory, 30-minute movie directed by Idris Alba. I enjoyed it. I was doing other things while I was watching it, but it really captured Slick Rick still has hip hop figured out the same way he had it figured out in the 80s. So props to Slick Rick.
Love Slick Rick. When I had CDs, I had a bunch of Slick Rick CDs.
Oh, nice, nice.
One of my favorite rap songs of all time is the one he did with Outkast,
Oh, art
Art
of
of
storytelling.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Cecil tried to share with me, I think I had the chat pop up and your audio was sharing with me, but nothing was coming through.
Yeah, I'm working on it. You guys just keep
Okay.
talking about Slick Ricky Rick.
La Last night, shout out to Saeed in the chat. Sorry, Saeed, if I said your name wrong. I went to Wu-Tang last night. Kind of supposedly their final farewell tour, last chamber tour, whatever, like stadium, huge thing. Then I went to Ghostface Raekwon, like after party thing. It was not really my style, but Ghostface, like other than Bone Thugs, Ghostface is to me like the most entertaining by far, like prolific, talented entertainer as far as like hip hop goes. Like just he knows exactly what he's doing. And like the way he talks, the way he acts, like the character he's crafted and created over time, has always spoken to me ever like probably when it really took off was Supreme Clientele, but Iron Man was fun. But like on 36 Chambers, he didn't really he had such a different caricature, like with the mask and like just being so angry. It wasn't quite the same as when like since like Iron Man was born.
Oh,
But
so he's evolved because I mean I'm a colossal fan of Enter the 36 Chambers, but after that, once the East-West War began, I dropped Wu-Tang, but I was a connoisseur of that first album. I never understood what the heck Ghostface was talking about. So you're saying he kind of evolved as a character over the albums?
yeah, man, he has one that's just like just about rhyming. And it's just like his take on Wizard of Oz.
Oh
He has
wow.
one that's like just love songs. So he's super talented and like I don't think ever got anywhere near enough credit just because he's in the shadow of like,
Does Dave Chappelle tour them and introduce them like he did on their first show, or was that what a one-time thing?
he didn't yesterday. It was I think this is like Dave Chappelle's so big now. I don't know if
Matt, you
you know what I
can you
mean.
hear this right here?
Yes.
You can hear that?
Yes.
All right.
It's just humming right now.
All right. All right. This is it if everybody wants to hear it.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Okay, let's go. This is my AI New Waves group, and it's like 7 or 8 songs that are all in this style.
187 and less, that is a last. Well, I don't wanna test, wanna test. Bring more than one calls me shotgun. Well, we'll be bucking up. Oh yeah. Wanna be more thugs to mentality. Runs through the bone, pop to the dome. Fall short to the chrome. Gift wrap that bitch ass on. Much love for the green leaves, but me truths have to ease me down. Puff, head rush popping in me clip, and I got plenty rounds. Me no pretender, no studio thug star, wanna get with ya. And if me miss you, straight #1, and the rip start swing, watch 'em hit ya. So we can swing down for my thing, down for my thing. Then a blow to the brain, thought you could hang. When I swing them things, that's insane. Stay low.
Woo!
Them po-po, no man, no surrender.
Let's
them
go.
niggas on the street, they remember. Gone as being no pretender. Guy standing up on the block, 9mm cocked in my hand. And me got my niggas looking out for me back. And them watch for them ride. And you know it's nothing but the neighborhood thing. It's mandatory for me neighborhood slang. I said, you know it's nothing but the neighborhood thing. It's mandatory for me neighborhood slang. Oh, it's nothing but the neighborhood thing. It's mandatory for me neighborhood slang.
Shit's hard.
Just jamming, bro. I was dying. I was cracking up. I don't know how you did it, but like, there's so many aspects of that that's just mind blowing. The dual voices come in at the perfect times. The beat dropping when it should drop.
The AI shit, you know, the prompting on AI is crazy. You know, yeah, of course it's still Craze Pen, of course, but I'm telling you right now, just go dump all Crazy's fucking lyrics into AI and see if it comes out that smooth. You know, I did a lot of prompting in there, like every line and all those drops, like I prompted all of that. So it's like, you know, it's like, it's kind of like, you know, Crazy's pen dumped into AI would do good regardless for sure. But, you know, you got to be a next level prompter if you want it to be really nice.
Bro, let me tell you about Cecil West prompting, okay? I mean, there's so many things that Cecil's like outdone me on that I didn't know. But, bro, when I saw your notepad file on some of the images you were creating, and they were like 5-paragraph essays, I was like, it was so good. Your prompting, it was like next level genius. Just when you think you figured Cecil out, nah, this dude does 5-paragraph essay AI prompts, bro. Mad props to your prompt skills.
Yeah, it's fun. You want to do one more?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But by the way, I seen
everyday thing when you let them things hang. My sisters, they never change. They kicking it with the gang and remain the same. So follow me now, see, up to the double Glock and hip pistols popping, bucking them bodies with shots. Sisters, put them all in body bags. Sisters, haters dead when I'm out. My sisters got to pump slugs, fuck busters. Cause I never did love your sister. My sisters will break your neck, sister. Tryna disrespect, nothing but killers and trues. I roll, so we'll cut ya so bucked up. East 99 is where you find us chillin'. But sister, what's up? Sister wanna get buzzed, sister wanna get drugs, sister really wanna get fucked up. Pump, pump, put them in a trunk. Now watch them fall down to the pavement. My sisters just say when, and now I'm running with the pump. Let the gauge bang to the brain, puff, puff. Got me feeling lovely, but I need more blood. See, fixing to slang my dummies. I got the pump on the mission for money, and you better run. I grab my gat and flip it with big shotguns. When out come dump slugs in the hood, hey now, say now, how we swing them things. It's an everyday thing when you let them things hang. My sisters, they never change. They kicking it with the gang and remain the same. So follow me now, see, up to the double Glock and hip pistols popping, bucking them bodies with shots. Before we go bust the left, gotta hit the liquor store. Hit them up, economy 64s is frozen. Before we go bust the left, gotta hit the liquor store. Hit them up, economy 64s is frozen. Little lazy running up with me sisters and hustlers. Cause brother, we never know busters. Addicted to my sisters, forever in bail. Stack be the bigger brother with nothing to lose forever. We choosing sisters, we coming to get ya. Better not test the rips, they're coming more sinister. Bucking me pumping ya. All of my sisters bang bang, and it never been no thing to swang slang. And we all be bucking real low, really though. Murder mo and bang brain. Pap pap, stay strapping again. I'm coming to let my thing off, ready to roll, and I shook his top off. And when I get done, I'ma blow your top off. They lost forever, that fifth dog sister, that's all be mauling them all. Y'all fall down from the brawl, taking off them draws, hanging them balls in Cleveland. Watching my back when I'm running through my city, cause sister, it ain't the same. Got a good aim, but I smoke and maintain. Man, crept and we came doing everyday thing. And I won't get caught up, brought up, out of the cut with sawed off, sawed up. Sister that bought that pap pap every time we call up. Y'all up, started this heartless dummy slang, but I can't escape my way. Holding the gauge on the lady slade, rips the slit like back in the days. Yes, stack, put them to rest, let's test, feeling the pain. Running this gang insane to the brain, running the same stuff, doing them everyday things. It's an everyday thing when you let them things hang. Bucking them bodies with shots, hang. It's an everyday thing when you let them things hang. Bucking them bodies with shots, hang. Killing me, 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 killing me. Ooh, popping in me clip and we gonna get ya. Ooh, popping in me clip and we gonna get ya. Ooh, popping in me clip and we gonna get ya.
Fuck it. I gotta do another one. You guys are killing me.
Shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up, shoot, shoot.
Dog.
Shoot 'em up, shoot, shoot. Shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up, shoot, shoot. Shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. 12 gauges bust up in ya, player. Haters, we be quick to pin ya. You know we know. Shoot 'em up. You don't wanna roll. Cause when we give it to ya, we're gonna bring it to ya. Cause when we give it to you, we're gonna bring it to you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right off the jump, ooh, now I got to let you know. When you see me running, rolling with them big shotguns, and we deep when we creep, never sleeping, and we dropping them whammies on fools who wanna get dumb and numb. Now that you know like that, these niggas come around, they don't know how to act. In fact, I'm at the track in the back with a couple of my cats in the hood, smoking weed and up to no good. Red dog in the trunk, and we rolling that banger slang. Now bail on over to you thugs, so me and the rest of these thugs can marinate, marinate. We straight, get high, so high. That's how my mental state is. I parlay, parlay like every day. Don't think I don't pin play a Haitian, but you better pin in yourself or contend with the M11 357 automatic weapons from my shelf. These niggas wanna take my health and wealth. Check yourself, trying to
Let it be coffins for all of my offspring. What happened? The audio dropped.
Yeah, I changed it.
Oh man,
Dude, I kind of want to sample them all for everybody. I'm gonna
Okay.
upload them all to the Discord. It's a whole
Nice.
album called New Waves. Like the group is called New Waves.
are you able to fast forward? Because this is the first time we're hearing this intro, but I noticed.
East 99 is where you'll find us slanging that yeah, oh, baby. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run, run. East 99 is where you'll find us slanging that yeah, oh, Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run, run. East 99 is where you'll find us slanging that yeah, oh, Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run, run. East 99 is where you'll find us slanging that yeah, oh, Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run, run. Now let's rock through the doors backwards, my folks, and play with the Ouija board.
Doc.
All right, that's it for now. Maybe at the end we'll do another one. You know.
I think you ended it at the right time. That last bit seemed maybe the most in-depth or complicated. I'm not a musician, so I don't really know how to talk about it, but seemed like the most nuanced.
Yeah.
Had the most going on.
I had to switch it up. The first like 7 all kind of have that same dramatic build-up movie prompt.
Yeah.
You know, but then like the second one I played, right? The Destiny's Child sounding one. That's because John was like, "Oh, dude, as standalones are all great," but he's like, you know, when you're playing them all back to back, they kind of are all the same. And I was like, "Yeah, that's true. I'm going for the same banging drums, you know, cinematic, dramatic style, you know, Conor McGregor walking out to the fucking ring style feeling." So I switched it up some. But yeah, no, it was all prompting. Like LTX said, you know, like what's amazing is if you got a really good song, like something like Bone Rights, you can really make a banger. But you can take bullshit. Yo, we took text messages that this crazy girl wrote my homie while we were on tour. And we turned the text messages into a song. And it's a banger. Okay? It's a fucking banger. So yeah, man, that's what I did over the weekend. I forgot all about that, Johnny, that I did those. I just got bored. It actually started with the first one I played, Neighborhood Slang, and I was just like, dog, how good would this be? And then it just kind of steamrolled from there, and I figured out how I could, a lot of times with AI, when you're pumping shit into it, you know, you get a different voice, a different results. But with what I started using, John put me onto a new one, and it basically let me say, okay, this is the voice I want to use for everything. I want to create a person, continue to replicate their voice and style on every song. And so that's how I was able to, you know, continue like replicating. But during that, it was like I could replicate the voice, but I stopped changing the prompt. So that's why they all kind of had that like drawn out, you know. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
By the way, when I was saying they were kind of sounding the same, I wasn't so much talking about the entire vibe once the song gets started. I was just saying the absolute beginning intros.
Yeah.
So don't let
I
me
get
hurt
it,
the feelings on
but
that.
that's exactly what it was that like I hadn't changed that piece of the prompt when I was making them. Because when I was making them, again, they were all standalone to me, right? I wasn't thinking of them one by one. So every one of them having that long, drawn out building intro, I was like, yes, motherfucker.
Bro, the drums, the way you arranged all that was superb, and same with just when the extra vocals kick in to match, and then the way the
What's the
primary
one? What's the
first,
one you put me on to? Because that's the one I did these all in.
come on, Suno?
Yes. Okay.
You did this with Suno? Like
Yes.
Suno could do this?
Oh, yes. And so Suno was like the one that I was using was cool, but it would only do like 30 seconds at a time. Suno would let me drop the whole thing, and then Suno lets you open an editor, and Suno is like the shit. So if you guys are into the AI music, check out Suno. Suno was the same one that let me say, okay, I like this style. Let's replicate this on, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like I could name it, right? I could name this one New Waves Group, and then I could apply it to all the songs that I'm doing and shit. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I don't know if I told the story on here, but you know, Marshawn Lynch, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders, he had a line where he said, "I'm about that action, boss." And I just wondered why hip hop never sampled that. And my friend said, "Why don't you just drop it into AI?" I just dropped it into AI, and it came up with an entire Houston crunk style, like 2005 style, like Paul Wall made it. Or Chameleonaire made it, and it's a whole track about that action, boss. And I was blown away at what AI can do. And I know, and not just from this chat, there's a lot of detractors or, you know, naysayers on the AI, but I love the AI. The AI enables us to do things that we couldn't previously do, or things that would have taken us a long, long, long time to do, to the point where we wouldn't do it, such as graphics, videos, and it's enabling artists to do more. On top of that, you know, taking people's essences. A lot of people are against the Tupac songs that are getting made, and the Nate Dogg songs that are getting made, and the Aaliyah songs getting made, or the songs of Tupac, Aaliyah, and Nate Dogg getting made. But man, some of them, and I'm a Tupac fan, but some of them sound better than Tupac. Like even the subject matter, it's like, yeah, he would have rapped about this.
Well, I think that we're at such an early stage that I don't like that it's the Wild Wild West and that anybody can take Tupac's voice and do it, right? But I think that as this evolves, you know, once the Tupac estate can say, you know, okay, Eminem, right? We trust you with a Tupac album, or whoever. Okay, Dr. Dre, right? And they're the ones that are allowed to do it. Once you have a team of people, you know, that actually knew Pac or knew Biggie or knew Easy. Once you have a team of people, right? You got people working on an Eazy-E album. So you got all the Eazy-E producers in there that are still around. And you got Lil Eazy-E in there kind of like laying. And then they're making it like that. See, I'll be able to get behind that. And that's not to put out a guy like me, because, you know, or even like Cold Blooded is nasty at it. I've learned a lot from Cold Blooded. But I think that as it evolves, they do need to have some control over who the fuck is making Tupac and Nate Dogg AI songs, if you want it to be good and accepted. Because I think the way that you get it accepted is, hey, you're not getting any more Tupac songs, okay? But
Right.
What you can get is this group of people that were connected to Tupac that are going to love a Tupac song to its fullest and put the most into it, and then they could build you a new Tupac song. I think people could get behind that. Right now, a guy named Steve in his mom's fucking basement that's a white kid, you know, just saying the N-word a bunch and turning his voice into Tupac. I don't know if people can get behind that.
Well, here's another excellent use case. In our case, for Bone Thugs and Harmony, Bone Cult is creating the music videos that we always wanted but never
Oh, for
got.
sure. Blaze is
You know what I'm
killing it.
saying? Yeah, Blaze is killing it, and I mean, we were never going to get a Thug Love music video. It's like literally impossible. Even if Bone wanted to make a Thug Love video, Tupac can't get him for it.
Right.
And the same with Notorious Thugs. To get it down 71 video, now, even though B Teenage Fan Vids did that CGI one, which was cool.
That was really
nice
cool at the time.
at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. But it was also nice to see like the Blaze edition.
They did one too. They now did
Yep.
some AI shit. The
Yeah.
way Blaze is, so it's crazy, and theirs looks phenomenal too. I remember when we were playing with AI, feeling like, oh, we're so good at this, you know. And I learned some from Blaze, and then I went away for a little bit, and you know,
Yeah,
I
also
came
seen
back,
on,
and Blaze is the lord of the fucking and you know what else? And I'm sure Blaze is involved with this. Busy Bone announces some AI team and some trailer for some movie that Bone Thugs and Harmony are superheroes that have to save the fucking world. Does that sound like anything you've ever heard on this show for the last 3 years? A trailer of Bone Thugs and Harmony as superheroes saving the world? What a crazy idea. Who could possibly come up with madness? Not me. Not me with episodes that could prove it from the past. But nah, I'm
my bad. I had to knock at the door, bro. I love the superhero idea, and Busy. I'm glad somebody ran with it. 'Cause
no, I'm
who
glad
knows
they're
if we're
doing
ever
it,
gonna
bro.
get to it. Yeah.
I'm no hater, and maybe Busy's had that in his mind the whole time too, you know, or maybe they heard it on the show. Sometimes, you know,
Bro, you could redo the Joker, the Ripsta video now with some AI. Although I think the way you did it totally killed it. You know, I mean, when I say killed it in an awesome way, like that was an amazing trailer. And just so you know, the other night I was looking up to see if people on Fiverr are already offering the service. They are. So if we ever get an idea where we're like, well, we don't have enough credits or it's going to take too much time, we could farm it out to Fiverr to get some done as well.
oh yeah, Fiverr must be going crazy with all this AI shit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, people, even though anybody could do it, who's got the time for it and the credits? You know, when it comes to doing video, at least right now, they kind of cap you, they meter you that you can't do too much video. At least with the programs I've been using, which are Runway, Galaxy. I don't know if Sora or the one that Google made or the one that comes with ChatGPT. I don't know if any of those are unlimited, but so far I haven't seen any unlimited video AI creation tools. If anybody knows of one, drop it in the comments, or if Cecil, if you know, or if Matt, if you know, because that would change the game to have unlimited credits.
I need to I should show it here tonight. The Ripster trailer I made with the side by side of the real trailer is amazing. People didn't understand it like when they saw it, the Ripster trailer as a standalone, and then when people saw the Ripster trailer next to the Joker trailer and like how much seeking of frames I had done to do that.
Yeah.
Then people got
Love that
impressed. People got impressed when they saw like the work that went into it. Like as a standalone, people didn't get it, but next to the fucking Ripster trailer, it was like, oh fuck.
I think that might be my favorite thing that you've put together, just because it's so, other than Cecil, who would have ever thought of this type of,
What a fucking
it's just so out there, right?
what a dumb amount of work into it, you know. Just
That was during that period of time where you were totally cool with bringing yourself closer to insanity. Like when you made Thugs Cry, you made that Ripsta, and I'm just like, I mean, those were fun times. Like those are some cool combos we had at the time. I should have saved those Voxers to look back on. But that's also around the time you're doing Down 71, which I did save those.
Yeah. I still want that. That's still on my list because AI can't do what I was going to do with that video. Okay. That is you need me, motherfucker, for that. AI is not there yet.
And
It would
that's
take out some of the stuff you might not have been looking forward to, though.
Yeah.
Like it's AI is just always only a tool, no matter what. Anyone who thinks it's not a tool just doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
yeah. And
I would
and
use
that's
it to
what I
my
was,
advantage now, though, for sure. It would be.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm saying.
and this was a discussion topic in our Discord. By the way, if anybody in the comments today or watching the show right now, if you're not in the Discord, you might want to join so you get these AI songs, the New Waves girl group that Cecil invented to be entertained by robots. But we were having an AI discussion, and the way I pointed out is exactly what Cecil said. AI is not going to be able to do the analysis that Beyond the Harmony does. It's not going to be able to do specific art that Cecil's doing. Although, if it had enough data set, maybe as far as the rips, I don't know. But you still need the human ingenuity to train the AI on how to even think about things artistically.
I'm gonna play Ripster for everyone. You guys won't be able to see it in the Zoom. You'll have to look on your phone if you want to see it. But I'm gonna play Ripster for everybody right now. S. Perez said I want to see it, and if he hasn't seen my Ripster edit, I should play it for him. Let me cue that up.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen it. I remember every time I see it,
like I said, you guys would have to tune in on your phone if you want to. I can't play it through the Zoom and then back to the live.
I could see and hear it. I got multiple YouTubes going.
In 1983, 7-year-old Brian McCain was one of the dozens of missing children whose pictures were shown at the end of the Made for
TV. Shit was so hectic on 99th before we left. That's the reason why we left. We felt like something was gonna happen to one of us, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy.
Big.
What's up, Pop?
Look, we gotta focus in. Look, man.
I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? What's going on? Wait a minute.
Let's talk.
Nobody thinks I'm on point.
Shut the fuck up. I think you like not being a part of this organization which we created. I think you like causing confusion within our group.
About to drop the EP. Title Creeping on the come up.
But I'm out here getting the album done with Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then I gotta tell the world that Busy ain't a part of that.
Because what I wanted to do,
Everybody with us, we together, right?
to the people at the record label,
I heard I got kicked out.
praise God, my boys didn't want me to do.
You claiming everything on me.
You acting like you started Bone Thugs and Harmony or something.
I walked away from all this shit.
Busy Bone, probably your favorite artist.
I love the taste of blood.
Everybody here but Busy Bone.
As far as me, lazy, wishing, blessed, we talk all the time.
Well, you're the odd man out.
You wasting my time, nigga.
Bone Thugs and Harmony for life.
Let us roll. Tell them why we did what we did. In Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, hold on, John. For some,
I was
there
muted.
we go. Okay.
I was saying directed by Matt Weaver. And bro, let me just point out that your brain had to associate those images and instantaneously know, like, where did I see Bone do that somewhere?
Oh,
and
it was crazy.
Crazy mental association.
It hurt my soul at the beginning that I didn't have like Busy just riding in a bus like Joker was at the beginning when he's like playing like the face game with the kids. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do here? And the whole thing was, let me create what I think the Ripster movie would be, right? So I was like, okay, I want to be respectful to Busy and his life, right? But I also want this to be, you know, like the Joker, like they always say, like the Joker was like based on like a guy and shit, right? So I'm like, okay, So I loosely based it. So the beginning, when it doesn't match up at all, I was like, all right, I need to create a scene. And it's kind of like this like crazy child abduction thing. And that's when you hear Busy talking about the child abduction. Then you see the fucking CROSSROADS guy, and he's literally in the hospital, like taking kids and shit. And then from there, I'm able to match up the scenes perfectly. And yeah, a bunch of them I remembered. You know, but the fucking once I like figured out the ones that I remembered, whoo, it was hours of me just slanging bone fucking footage, finding the shit. And I was really happy, you know, with the end. And that was one of those videos, you know, John and I call them like the bucket list videos. It's like, it's got to get done. I got to get this off my plate. And that's what Ripsta was for me. I had said it to John for a long time. The first time I saw the Joker video or the Joker trailer, I was like, bro. and you know what's crazy? Everybody was like, oh, Busy Bone's going to be so mad. And then it was like, right after that, remember he posted the Joker going down the stairs. And it was like to the Thugs Cry shit or something. And I was like, oh, see you guys. He probably thinks it's dope. Busy won't give me no props, so he probably saw it and thought it was dope.
Yeah, he wouldn't get mad at that.
Was the Murder for Hire music video already in existence at the time?
Well,
I think I saw a clip from it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the one with him and the umbrella and shit, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't using that, and that got put in for you.
Oh, thanks.
You were like, oh, you gotta. So I clipped something and put it in there, and there was something else that I had something that matched up really good to the Joker, but it didn't matter. I had to get Busy Bone. It was like Busy Bone stabbing the knife. I was like, this doesn't match up to the Joker fucking video at all, you know. But I got to get this in here, you know. So
is it gonna kill you if I tell you that Busy does have a music video where he's on a bus? It's called Run, featuring Burgos, and that's where the jigsaw.
Oh yeah. I knew about that, but I was saying like something to him just like riding and like I just didn't have anything to match up really good with the Joker shit at the beginning, but it was all good from after that.
That's crazy to think about it. There's so many rap videos where you got, you know, somebody on the bus with their head next to the window, just contemplating the journey.
Oh, that would have been so good. And
all the Bone videos,
driving motherfuckers, boy, you would think you would have them riding on a Greyhound somewhere.
How did they do any music videos with Greyhound bus, like a bus ride? Like they talked about it so many times, you would have figured there would have been a one video telling the story visually in video format.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, we see Greyhound buses, especially early in the, you know, the creeping times. You know, you see them in the videos, but not them like riding one.
Is it Vegas where they're on the tour bus in the video? Does that count?
Oh, I don't know. That's probably why.
Hold up, there's a Vegas music video.
Oh no, are you thinking of? You're thinking 100? Of More Than Thugs.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm thinking More Than Thugs.
Yeah. They're like on a tour bus rapping and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Byron points out that for the love of money, they walk in the station. So, okay, there's that. Trio, what's up? Yeah. Okay, yeah, so at least they addressed it. I think there was another video that I was thinking of. Oh, roller coaster. That's like in a parking garage.
All right, let's fucking get into the good stuff. Recently announced Bone Thugs and Harmony going on tour with 3-6 Mafia and Tech 9. And it also says that DJ Quick is at a bunch of the dates. What an incredible lineup as we talk about Wu-Tang doing the Final Chamber, which, by the way, I want to catch one of those shows as well. You got Bone, 3-6, Tech 9. I see people debating who's going to be the headliner. Some people are using the logic, hey, man, when you go to buy tickets from Ticketmaster, when you buy tickets, it always shows you the picture of whose show it is. And when you buy these tickets, no matter who you look up, if you look up Tech 9, it shows Bone. If you look up 3-6 Mafia, it shows Bone. If you look up Bone to buy tickets, it shows Bone. People are saying Bone's the headliner. For me, it sounds crazy that Juicy J wouldn't be the fucking headliner of this show. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope it's Bone because damn it, we're going. But it would be bizarre to me that Juicy J isn't the headliner of a tour like this.
It's definitely a bone. It would be called the Mafia Thugs Tour if it wasn't. It's called Thuggish Ruggish Mafia Tour.
That's true. It was presented in a way like DJ Paul put the tour together. Like the little promo video, it was like DJ Paul called everybody to get
I
them
haven't
together.
seen it. I'll have to look
What's
it up.
up? Yeah, the what's up?
You know what's weird about that is the Busy Bone part doesn't even seem like he was part of it. It seems like they found a Busy Bone live and just like, you know, clipped it. Yeah, I get that it's Juicy J and not 3-6 Mafia. You could make the same argument for Versus, which was arguably Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3-6 Mafia and a barrage of Juicy J, Katy Perry songs. So, you know, I'm just saying that same argument could have been made during Versus, and still we got so much Juicy J shit that it just sounds wild that Juicy J in his current rate wouldn't be the headliner. But I hope not. I hope that it's Bone. I hope that it's Bone. That's such a great thinking about that lineup. You have DJ Quick warm the crowd up, you know, or however it's gonna go. Tech Nine kicks it off, works into 3-6, and then drops on Bone. That's fire.
Yeah, who's gonna? I mean, well, here's what I wonder too. I hit the stage, grab the mic, and blow them all the way. Right. So is Tech going last? Because who wants to go after Tech?
Oh, Tech's going first for sure. Tech is, you know, it's probably DJ Quick and then Tech Nine. I mean, I don't think there's even a thought process about that. Which, you know, Tech Nine is so humbled and so like who he is that I don't even think if they said, "Oh, Tech Nine would be like, I'm opening," you know. So yeah, I don't think there's an argument there. Hopefully it's Bone, man. I hope it's Bone. And hopefully Greenback Records had something to do with this, because you know what's crazy? Think about this, y'all. The last time we went live, this is so nuts. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was saying, yeah, man, I hope we get one more chance to see like Bone, like headlining a tour where like the stage is for them. And then I told you how I saw them with TLC and they just like, you know, had one little screen that said Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then TLC came out and they had this elaborate, crazy, like Art of War 1997 tour level stage setup. And I was like, dog, I hope we get one more chance to see Bone in that environment. And then, dude, we end the fucking live, and within a week, Thuggish Ruggish Mafia tour is announced. And here we are, man. And
so wait, so is it? Did we not already commit to going to the show in Long Island on our last live? Had that not happened?
That hadn't happened.
That much stuff has happened.
That hadn't happened.
Wow.
And I was sitting there hoping. I'm like, dude, I hope we get to see Bone like in a fucking stadium with a huge stage setup behind them, like 97. I hope we get to see that one more time. And then, you know, the universe delivered me an entire tour with two of my other favorite fucking groups. And because of that, me, John, Matt, we're flying in from all sides of the country, and we're all meeting in New York to see one of the shows. We're all going to go together. If anybody wants to fly in and meet us, we got pit tickets. They're cheap. If you bought them during the during the pre-sale, they were expensive. But if you buy them now, they're like $130 or $40. And if anybody's in that area and wants to meet the entire cast of Beyond the Harmony, we'll be there in the pit watching. I felt good, you know. John was like, I don't know about this pit thing, and he's like, you know what? I got big Cecil West with me. I don't care about no pit. And I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. So we'll all be there wearing Beyond the Harmony gear. If you're in the area, look for us.
All three live. All three live. We'll be watching
live.
all five live.
That's right.
Live in person.
That's right. So
yeah, man. No, this is great. This is Wantock, Long Island, and we'll be sightseeing as well. So this is gonna be a nice team building exercise. But yeah, man, we're gonna be out there
in the pit on you, John.
Yeah. It's gonna be the
I
pit
got
portal.
you. Crowd surf, dog. I think I've showed you, Matt, that the time my homie was crowd surfing and we were on stage and the crowd went to throw him back to the stage and they were going to make him miss the stage by about a fucking foot and a half. And I saw it happening and I just reached down and he looks up, sees my hand and grabs my hand and I just yank him up on fucking stage. This motherfucker's feet hit the ground like his life wasn't in jeopardy 2 seconds before and just kept rapping. So crowd surf it up, Matt. I got you. I'll catch you, baby.
Like the hand of God
I
painting.
got you.
It's Cecil West's arm reaching out.
I got you.
In the lyrical fusion house party days, that was like the Eminem Lose Yourself. I did the crowd surfing there, and I found out that it doesn't feel like the way it looks. It looks a lot more fun on TV than actually doing it. And that was the one and only time I did it. I'm good. I did my one crowd surf. Ain't doing that again.
Yes, that's what my boy that crowd surf said. He said, it's a lot of people grabbing your dick and balls, and he's like,
that's what it was, bro. And trying to check your oil, and that's the biggest part of it.
Don't need any of that in my life.
So
danger.
It's crazy. I don't know if y'all caught in the chat, but okay, we bought the pre-sale tickets for the pit, which the regular pit ticket, I think I pointed out to you guys after, is like $140, right? But we paid $300 something because why the fuck not? What if this sells out? We can't risk it. So we all paid $300 something, but it gives us this shit we'll probably never get. We're supposed to get a lanyard and some other bullshit and whatever, right? So that's cool, but it's also supposed to give us like advanced or like early entry, right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, we'll take some early entry. But I also saw for an extra like $15 a ticket, we get the fast pass. And I was like, this shit sounds the same, but Cecil West don't want to be waiting in line. I got an old back. I only got so much back for the show. I don't want to fucking spend most of it up waiting in a fucking line. Let's get the motherfucking fast pass. So now we got early entry and a fast pass. Sounds like the same fucking thing. And then at the end, John goes, yo, what's this club thing right here? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. What is this fucking club thing? And so we buy whatever, the Citibank VIP club or whatever the fuck it is. And that also has like its own early entry, different entrance fucking thing. So I'm pretty sure no matter what, we're getting in early somewhere. I don't know which way. I don't know if it's the fast pass. I don't know if it's the pit VIP. I don't know if it's the Citibank, its own entrance, but we're getting in early in this motherfucker. And I also contacted them. They haven't got back to me, but I've contacted them 3 times and I'm going to keep trying. I'm like, hey, we're the press, 100,000 subscribers. I'd love to get a press pass. We've already paid for a ticket. I don't even want a free ticket. I just want a press pass.
When was the last time you two saw each other in person?
2019.
I can't say it. Yeah, 2019. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to a concert.
Yeah, 2019.
And
Cairo.
We've never all three, but yeah, and that one was like the festival with Cairo Wolf, right? So now we've never met in person, and you guys haven't seen each other in person since 2019.
Yeah.
So the world's about to implode.
Everybody, look at this. Early access to network and pick with a backdrop. Early access to merch. No group. I don't give a fuck about the group. You guys think that I was worried about getting early for the group, dude? Nah, I don't care about that, man. I don't care about that. My back is going to hurt by the end of the night. I'm trying to get in early, find a nice place to lean for Big C-Dub for the night. I'm not worried about meeting the group. Shit, I've been on stage with members of the group, so that shit's nothing to me. I hope other people are not buying the tickets though, thinking they're gonna meet Bone. That would be too bad. Like I know
scandalous.
I know what we were buying, so it's like at no point was I like, oh, we're gonna get in early and meet Bone. If I really want to meet Bone, I'll call Lil Easy E and be like, hey man, you do a little call for us, Easy. But nah, I hope other people aren't doing that, thinking they're gonna get back there and meet Bone. So
yeah, nah, I'm there for Beyond the Harmony, bro.
Yeah.
But
yep.
And we got Matt, the MVP or the vet, the concert vet. So between
Yeah.
Cecil West, the big bodyguard, and Matt Weaver, the veteran navigator of concert venues. I'm good.
The one John found is what you're looking for, Cecil, right? It negates what we spent on that other stuff. Like that's the place where they sell you drinks ahead of time, where you can sit down, and then maybe we get let in before the rabble outside. But that should guarantee us like to be able to lean against the back of the GA section.
I'm going to talk to somebody there and say, look, I have all three of these. Which one gets me in the fastest? You know, whatever one of these three things we paid for gets me in the fastest is what the fuck we're going to use. So
I'm excited for the venue because the venue looks like one of those places that Shaq has done his DJing at, you know, with a cool background.
I noticed with the venues when I was trying to, because I looked at a lot of different places for us to go, you know, because I was like, well, we could go to any of these shows. I mean, it's none of us are in New York, so we could fly into anywhere. When I was looking, I was like, wow, a lot of these are like on the fucking water, like big, huge fucking venues, dude. Like open to the world, not even like, you know, like a closed in, like Coliseum type thing. Like these are like open, I don't want to say stadiums. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but a lot of them are on the water. Anywhere where they were holding fucking shows, that there was like a venue directly like on the water. I noticed they were doing that, and really cool, man. Good look. It's
they're big time venues for sure. They're not warehouses converted with some paneling
right
into like a medium sized concert venue. They all look pretty upscale.
Yeah, no, it should be good. I'm excited for the three of us. I know that we're gonna cell phone capture footage between the three of us, and I think
I'm gonna bring those glasses, the ones I told Matt about, the meta glasses that have cameras built into it.
Nice. Yeah, and then I think the next day we're gonna do something beyond the Harmony, because we blocked off enough time that do we get there the day before the show?
Yeah.
We get there the day before the show. We all arrived pretty early the day before the show. And then we got the show the next day, and then we blocked off the whole next day. And then I'm flying out pretty early the next day. I don't know how you guys set up. I think we all tried to set up so we flew out the same time or close to.
I thought we were doing the New York tour the next day after the show.
Yeah.
And then we were flying out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We get in. We get in early on day 1. Day 2 is the show. Day 3 we're all together doing whatever. I think we're going to do something beyond the Harmony-esque, recap the show or something. And then day 4 we fly out, which I think is like a Saturday. And I'm flying out pretty early. I'll be home relatively early. So
yeah, I mean, same flight for me. I know Matt's going to get hit with the time zones. I think I'm leaving around 12, I think. Can't remember.
Yeah. So we'll all be together. If anybody wants to join us in New York for the pre-meetup party, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I wish we would have known about this in advance. This would have been the ideal Beyond the Harmony, let's all meet, know, thing. And of course we do our Florida thing, and we schedule that and all that, and then fucking Bone announces this thing. So
and it's only it's only like a week more than 2 months away at this point, which is insane. It's September 4th. Everyone, it's the Wantagh, New York, September 4th one. If anyone, I think if enough people are like, hey, I'm there, like maybe the night before, maybe that's what we do is a soiree. It's like just an open-ended drop-in thing. I don't know what you guys feel about that, but you don't want to do anything the day of.
Nah.
Maybe the night before.
Or we're all there. We're all there after. Even the night of, if we got a bunch of Beyond the Harmony people in the house,
that too.
The show's gonna end, and your boy Cecil West is young forever. So
yes, I see Joseph Tech says he might join. Anybody that is going to go to the Long Island Wantagh New York show, hit me up in the Discord just to let me know.
Yeah,
We'll be looking out for you.
Yeah.
I'll share my location for 24 hours with you.
You get to meet Cecil West in the flesh.
In the flesh. So, you know, with that discussion, does that segue to this next topic?
Yeah, segue. Let's go.
Well, I mean, you brought it up, so you know, Florida scenarios.
Segue away.
So the Florida scenario, I don't know how you want to address that one.
Florida, we addressed it a little bit in the Discord. Well, first of all, let's address the Flesh and Bone interview.
Okay. Yeah.
The Flesh and Bone interview, and I talked about it on the last one, how it's like somebody set it up, Flesh was down to do it, and then I guess as soon as I put like a time, you know, like, hey, you know, $1,000, but you got to give us at least 2 hours. You know, that it's not beyond the harmony if we don't have time to do it. I don't know if it was that or maybe he's busy, you know, this tour was coming or green. Who the fuck knows in Flesh's world what? But, you know, then he kind of had to pump the brakes on it, which understandably, I mean, these, you know, record deal, you got a huge fucking tour. They're working on an album. Maybe the guy's like, hey, when the fuck can I possibly put 2 hours aside and guarantee it to y'all? So we went from Flesh is in for 1,000 to, yeah, once there was a time. And this is the thing, right? I wanted it to be worth, you know, first of all, so many of you donated, so I wanted it to be worth your money. Second of all, I wanted it to be worthy of being called a Beyond the Harmony interview. And obviously, to be a Beyond the Harmony interview, it's not your regular, hey, tell us about Eazy-E. Tell us about the bus trip, you know. And that's what we're going to get out of a 30, 40-minute interview with Flesh. So we pumped the brakes. I tried to actually flip the money towards Lazy, but I'm sure if you follow the channel, you know that I have no real contact with Lazy. And my connect in their camp also couldn't get Lazy. So at this point, full transparency, I think that we decided the best thing that we can do is we're going to refund everybody that donated the $1,000 for Flesh, and hopefully these guys, you know, come back around, Flesh, Lazy, whatever. And if they do, you guys will, you know, redonate to the cause. If they don't, you know, Beyond the Harmony, we can make it happen. But we don't want to hold y'all's money forever, you know. And right now it's kind of held up, and we would be more comfortable refunding everyone. And then, you know, we're worried that the moment we refund you, right, is when they're gonna go, you know, we're ready to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and if they do, we'll make it happen. But that's usually the way it works out. But we've been sitting on the money for too long, and yeah, man, we're gonna refund everybody the $1,000 that you guys graciously donated to make the Flesh and Bone interview happen. Hopefully it spins back around. We can make it happen again, but we want that money to be in you guys' pocket. It's your money, and it shouldn't be sitting in the savings account of Beyond the Harmony. So anybody that donated, thank you so much. It's coming back your way here soon. Johnny's going to take care of all that. So we just wanted to touch base, and, you know, if the opportunity comes again, that's great. And I hope it does. You know, I always hope it does more for y'all than for us, because the three of us kind of like put it out of our minds two seasons ago or more. Like, okay, Bone, it just doesn't like the fucking show for whatever reason. They're not going to come on the show. It's all good. Like, we really came to terms with it. But like, I know for y'all, you guys have really wanted to hear like a Bone member on Beyond the Harmony with the Beyond the Harmony format. And so even though like I'm truly good, like, and I know John and Matt are too, like, I'm really good with it not happening. But for you guys, I'm like, man, I want the listeners to get this. So hopefully it still happens, but we got a big refund headed y'all's way, and we'll keep you up to date if something changes.
Yeah, as soon as I'm either going to deliver it tonight, and at the latest tomorrow by the end of, you know, before Tuesday, I'll get those out to you guys. Thanks again to everybody. I mean, the amount of people that dropped money on it was amazing. The quickness, and it showed that people want
amazing.
it. Yeah, so we really appreciate everybody stepping up for that. But at the same time, throughout this whole time holding this money, I just feel like, man, Bone fans got burned so many times by people, trying to get cool Bone stuff happening, and
Yeah.
we want to preserve the trust that you guys have in us. So we're not trying to hustle you. If it was going to happen, we were going to do it. Hopefully, as Cecil said, once like it gets into the universe that this is now not going to happen, maybe it will happen.
That's always the way, right?
Yeah. And if we kept holding it, it wouldn't happen. And then if you give it away, and if it's meant to be, it comes back.
Just can't say enough, like how shocked I was at how quickly it was funded. Like our community, when that happened, I was like, man,
Yeah.
like even if I would have, like if you would have said, Matthew, how quickly do you think it'll get funded? That it didn't take away at all from like how shocked I was with how many people wanted to see that happen, how badly. But we've got so much stuff in the works right now, even though we always think we're done, they pull us back in. I strongly feel like whenever you say, "Hey, something's never going to happen, this is done," is exactly when you can't stop it from happening, right? So, um, who knows? Between with this, us going to New York, all kinds of stuff going on. Um, we're being more and more visible. Aren't we at 105,000 subscribers by now? Something's going to happen eventually, right? Whether
Yeah.
and I think Cecil said the really important part is that we wanted to do it so badly for you guys.
Yeah. I know and understand what our format accomplishes. And I don't need to touch on it. I've touched on many times why I think that Bone doesn't like the show and why they may not want to be part of the show. It's crazy to me, but I can understand it. So, who knows what will happen. The people that run Lazy's social media have me blocked in every way. So, feel free to message Lazy and say, hey, Beyond the Harmony's trying to give you money, because I would love to interview Lazy Bone. Y'all know that's my favorite Bone. But regardless, we appreciate everybody that's coming. And like I said, hopefully if it comes back around and they say the opportunity's here, we see the same support. But that is coming y'all's way. Like John said, we don't want this to be one of these Bone situations where the fans will always throw in. That's the great thing about Bone fans is they'll always throw in. But they've been burned so many times that I don't want Beyond the Harmony fans going through the same shit that Bone fans go through. And it sounds like it's the same, but it's not. Over here, there's a lot of integrity over here. Eli said that. There's a lot of integrity. I think that we've tried to always deliver what we said we were going to deliver, and when we can't, we've tried to be transparent. So we'll see what happens, but you guys got some refunds coming. With the refund. Yeah, go ahead, John.
No. Keep going.
Yeah, no. So I was going to say that, the refund part, I guess, kind of, we talked about New York. We talked about Flesh. The refund part kind of like transitions me into, our Florida meetup, right? So we got this Florida meetup in line right now. And I know that the buy-on for that is extremely high. So right now we have a really limited cast. I think it's 7 of us going if you include me, Matt, and John. And I know that the buy-on is kind of crazy for people. They're like, bro, it's $1,000 plus I still got to fly there. Like, you're talking about a $1,500 thing. Yes, it is expensive. And people are like, where's my money going? And I'm like, it's hard for me to tell you right now. But I did outline like a rough, where I want your money to go type of thing, which obviously a big part of that is the room and board. We're there for, what did we figure out, John? Like 4 days?
I think it's 4 days, 3 nights.
4 days, 3 nights. We're staying in a amazing multi-room villa with a fucking pool and a small theater in it, and it's incredible. But Part of the money is also going towards, I want a special guest to come. I don't want to say who yet because I've been working on a few different ones. We think we've narrowed it down to a Beyond the Harmony alumni. Originally, I want to do something bigger. I'll be honest with you. Originally, I want to throw this at a member of Bone to see if we get a member of Bone to come in and do an in-person interview right there at the fucking house. But the Flesh and Bone, and it seemed very plausible until the Flesh and Bone thing kind of went to hell. And then I was like, this ain't gonna happen. But then there was an alumni member that John and I liked the idea of even more, and I was like, okay, this will be great. This guy will really rock with the people that are there. So a portion of your $1,000 buy-on would go towards obviously their flights and their room and board, and we got to take care of them while they're there. And then other stuff, merch, and any kind of events that we want to try to do while we're there. All that stuff will be prepaid for with the money. But it is a lot of money. And so, we've tossed around John was like, hey, if the buy-on was less, more people would obviously be able to do it. It's a lot easier to commit if you say, hey, it's only $300 to come and not $1,000. But then the problem becomes, hey, now you got 17 guys, everybody's in this house, and we say, hey, we're all going to go do this thing. Everybody kick in $100, and you got a guy that says, I can't kick in $100. I spent a bunch of money getting here. This is supposed to be taken care of. So it's like it's a lose-lose kind of situation. If I keep the money high, it's going to really damper the experience. If I put the money low, I think that dampers the experience because now we don't have a budget to really work with. One thing we're considering is canceling where we are, which is too bad. This place is incredible. If you guys haven't seen the place that we're saying, it's on the Discord. It's got its own section. There's an incredible video of the place that we're staying in. It's amazing. We have tons of different events and just things that we're planning to do while we're there. Silly stuff like let's do a Bone Thugs karaoke, but then we're gonna watch some movies together. We're gonna listen to the albums together. We're gonna do an episode of Beyond the Harmony live with the three of us plus y'all as the live studio audience. So there's a lot of things that we're planning to do, but just like anything, it takes money to get there. And I know, dude, believe me, when I hear it's $1,000 plus you gotta fly yourself there, that's like, dude, come on. But it's 4 days in paradise. So it's vacation level shit. But what we might do is we might have to work it to a smaller place, that'll accommodate maybe, 10, 11 people and, pull the plans back a little bit. And if we do that, it may mean we're going somewhere completely different. We picked Orlando in this place because the amount of giant mansion level villas that existed in the Orlando area, were eons ahead of every other place. But now when you're talking, we only need a place that'll hold 8 to 10 people. Who the fuck knows? Maybe we end up back in Vegas. Who knows where you end up in that situation? But I think that if we don't see some more people put a deposit down, probably in the next week or two, what we'll probably do is restructure the whole trip and pick a place that'll accommodate a smaller crowd and still bang forward with the plan. But yeah, we really want to make something happen because I think that if we can get a bunch of us in a room one time as Beyond the Harmony, and you guys get to experience the magic of seeing a show like this live with the three of us and all of us together, and even more than that is the off camera of all of us together talking Bone and getting to experience none of us, I know what drills us all together is very few of us have people in person that have this love for Bone the way that the people on the internet have that you find. I was very lucky as a kid that there were 2 other kids that to this day still love Bone like I do. So I had a couple of other guys that were really hardcore Boneheads. But most of us don't have that. And this is an opportunity for us all to be in a room together and just talk that shit. And so we want to see it happen. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cool, baby. Be cool. Bad motherfucker. And I'm gonna give it another week or so. And if we don't see movement, we're gonna restructure it. We're not gonna cancel it. We're gonna restructure it, shift it to cater to a smaller crowd. But no matter what, we're doing something. Beyond the Harmony 2026 meetup is going to happen, and I hope more of you can be a part of it.
Yep. And we did it in February for Florida so that you don't burn to death down here. And on top of that is to start the tradition. As we said in the previous live, this was something Cecil and I had envisioned from the beginning, from before the show even began, was to create like a real life bone culture outside of the concerts. We even were thinking like to create Bone Con the same way Star Trek has Star Trek conventions, Bone and Thug conventions, but you got to start small. And, starting small would be starting with the group. We started the Skull and Crossroads Society. That was one of the plans from the beginning. We even had the designs and everything before the first episode ever happened. And we've been building that community through the Discord, and that's what we saw going forward. So this was like the first stage of creating the tradition, solidifying the Skull and Crossroads Society as a real group. When you network with people and you spend a couple of days with them where there's nothing else going on but this, you develop, lifetime friendships. So it's a fraternity, the Bone Fraternity. It's not even the Bone Cult, it's the Bone Fraternity. Was what
Skull
we were
and
after.
Crossroads Society, baby.
Boom. We could even come up with our, whatever the rituals are and whatnot, and our symbols and whatever that night. So
no, I really hope people can do it, but if not, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of restructuring to cater to a smaller crowd. Got a special guest though that I have in mind that I think I'm going to be able to get to come no matter what. And we're going to still stay somewhere lavish no matter what. And it's going to be a good time. So we'll see what happens over the next week. I know there was a couple people on the fence. There was a couple people I really wanted to be able to go, and they said unfortunately they couldn't go. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But no matter what, it's going down in February.
Bro, and just an idea, when we were talking about this morning, I was just like, man, there's a lot of mansions in Georgia that are for like less than $1 million. And I'm like, 10 rooms, $1 million, to own. I was like, what if we had like a permanent, the Fusion Fortress, the Beyond the Harmony Fortress, that also double functions as a studio, movie studio, music video studio, podcasting studio, and everything else. Like if we got 10 investors, 10 people, me, you, Matt, whoever, that just happen to have 100 grand laying around, we all buy a room and then have a dope ass mansion that could be, that's multi-purpose. If we're not using it, we could Airbnb that thing out to make the money for the recurring cost to keep like a cleaning crew and all that. But that might be down the line. But that's what we're thinking is just long-term crazy things like having the Beyond the Harmony Fortress on property that you could do all kinds of stuff. It's outside city limits, no city rules. It could just get bonkers. So not like crazy Diddy shit. I'm saying like cool, you know what I'm saying? Cool
Didn't
stuff.
have to go there, John.
Yeah,
I'm saying there's a lot of things that I want to do with land. I just don't have land in where I'm at. I'm in a city suburb. They don't give you land. They don't want you growing your own food. They don't want you creating firing ranges in your backyard. There's cool stuff you can do with land, and I seen Georgia's got a lot of opportunity, a lot of land, a lot of building space for not that much money. So I don't know if you guys know about the meme. There's a meme, Florida and Georgia border each other. It says houses in Georgia be like, and you see this beautiful mansion and it's like 250,000. Houses in Florida be like, and it's a shed and it's like $1.2 million. So yeah, Georgia is apparently where it's at.
What's crazy is, originally this wasn't going to be a Florida thing. We talked about like Vegas, and there was so much interest that it was like, oh fuck, we need a bigger thing than like Johnny's timeshare. And that's how we ended up finding the big villa, and we probably should have trusted our gut and said, nah, 15, 18 people aren't going to be able to do this like they're saying, I've been through this. We should have trusted the gut, went with like what we were going to do, and done like Vegas. I liked the idea of, getting away from Vegas because I was like, oh, there's so much to do in Vegas. People aren't going to want to, in the villa in Florida with the pool, it's like, it's cool to just kick it in the villa all weekend. You ain't even got to go nowhere. We got this beautiful house. We can talk bone, do bone stuff. We got a pool, whatever. When you're in Vegas, you're like, dog, What, we gonna sit in this fucking hotel room together? And
All right, it's a pretty lavish hotel room. It's not even, it's a
but look out the window, John. Look at
Yeah.
everything we can go do. We're gonna sit in this hotel. Look, there's a fucking pyramid. What do you mean?
yeah, that's right out the window. But man, that room, I don't know if the footage I sent you, that room where it's like the lookout
Oh, it was
tower,
incredible.
50th floor. Yeah, I had a couple, I had people over, and we went out to dinner and stuff. And the cool part is the property connects to like this mall that connects to all the restaurants and everything. And we spent a lot of time, after dinner and after shit, just chilling in that room, just looking out at the city, chopping it up. But I'm not saying that that's where the location has to be. I've seen some people say California. I got some spots out there in Cali that we might be able to use. It's like near San Diego. It's called Carlsbad. There's also one in San Francisco, but I don't think it's big enough. I think the Carlsbad properties might be big. Some other spots. So the Vegas spot would be good for like max 8, comfortably.
That's like where we're at right now, big dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm out of points. I went big, but for future times we could use that property for sure. There is no smoking in the property, and there's no maybe I could get one with a balcony. But the property I was at, some of the people I was with, they wanted to smoke, but luckily in Las Vegas you could just smoke outside. So they went to the smoking area outside and smoked, because I had to sign a form that said, we're going to charge you $400 if you smoke in the building. So there was that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think for our property in Florida, there's no smoking, so there's that.
So
Yeah,
you're saying I
and a
can't
sphere.
have a burned barrel outside at night?
You could have it outside, yeah, for sure. And Byron was asking about the sphere. The sphere was out the window the whole time. Like I felt like I could touch it. It was at the Alara, 50th floor. It was dope, bro. Dope crib, good for 8, no more than 8, comfortably. And it had the projector. It had the blinds that come down. So like when you turn that projector on to watch whatever spooky movies Cecil West may have in his possession, it blocks out the light. But although at nighttime you'd want to see all those lights out there. But yeah, we got other properties, we got other venues. We'll figure it out.
Wasn't what pushed us so hard towards the mansion, though, was that there was like a movie room plus a space for us to podcast live with enough space for everyone to be in the audience?
Yeah, well, that and it was a bigger property. When we were seeing the influx for the flesh, we were thinking like, oh man, people probably want to do a BTH meetup, especially if we could land like a Bone member to be there live for a meetup. It's a Beyond the Harmony meetup and a Bone Thug singular meetup. So that's why that came in handy. Plus, it's not gonna. These properties aren't gonna do good for greater than 10. The ones that I had. Whereas this Orlando property was designed for large groups. Plus, really, one of our Skull and Crossroads Society members had presented the idea, and I was like, bro, look at that property, bro. Let's hit that up. It's right off the heels of the 100,000 subscribers. So it just looked like the right thing to do. Plus, well, here's the other thing. Here's why we didn't do the Vegas was that I booked the Vegas. I went to Vegas, had a 2,900 square foot property, enjoyed it. And then that's when, like right when I got there was when all the stuff started kicking in. In fact, I was in the Vegas property when I booked the down payment for the Florida property. So everything was just all kind of flowing together. But no, we got years, but we're going to do the 2026 to kick off the tradition. And then 2027, who knows where we go from there? Or maybe we do it every other year. Who knows what the interval is? But those are the options we have. And it could be whatever we want it to be. That's the craziest part we discovered is like literally anything we want to have happen, we could have happen.
Well, look, we can move it around if we have to, dog. I just found a place for the dates were there, 220 to 223. I found one in Vegas. It's like $2,100. It's eight bedrooms, 8 beds. The whole shit. It's probably $2,300. So who knows? We might have to move it around. I'm gonna give it this week to just kind of do its thing.
Yeah. And
then if not, then we're gonna go into to change it around, figure out where we want to meet. Nice, place to meet everyone, and we'll just take it from there.
Nice. So upcoming Beyond the Harmony things, are we gonna discuss either of those two things that maybe that are coming up soon, or
Yeah.
are you keeping that under?
Nah,
Okay.
upcoming Beyond the Harmony stuff. Where we told y'all during the last live, we're working with Archie. We're gonna do like a special edition Archie episode where we actually go to Archdogs and we see his whole like setup and his restaurant and what the fuck Archie's been doing there. And we're gonna talk to him about, instead of talking to him about his love of production and Mo Thug, we're gonna talk to him about his love of food and how that happened and how he got into it, and how it kind of evolved from music to a guy with a hot dog cart to a guy with a full-blown fucking, restaurant with a staff, and show some love for Archdog, and put it on for him. So the promo for that will start here soon. We're just firming it up. It was actually going to happen today, and we decided to move it around just a little bit. But yeah, the special edition Archie Blaine episode is coming, and no date set in stone yet. Penciled in, I think we decided August. We're aiming to possibly kick off season 6, but it's still we're in the drafting stages. I got a lot going on in the summer. I got a bunch of dates. I'm gone in July, in September.
There's another July date that we have. It's a very special one. The 30th anniversary of the Holy Grail, the Holy Book, the East 1999 Eternal.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do the 30 year. It's either going to be on the day, which was the 25th, right, Matt?
It's a Friday.
Yeah, I think it was the 25th.
I closed my calendar.
Yeah, it's the 25th.
Yes.
I currently have something penciled in the 25th, but that might change. If it doesn't, the 26th. If it does change, the 25th, the official 30th year anniversary of E1999 Eternal. The three of us are going to get together. We'll all be on here, and we're going to do whatever. I don't know if we're going to listen to that. I think we're going to listen to the album with some commentary. I don't really know what we're going to do, but we're going to all be 3 live in this motherfucker to talk about Eternal is what I do know. Either the 25th
I want to
or 26th.
hear people that are here now in the chat say something about what you think. I want to hear what people think the 30th anniversary episode special might be.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear us talk about where we were when we heard it, or song by song, or like give some suggestions? Because I think we're kind of up for. I feel like a lot of the time we have, at least one of us has like a really laser focused vision of what we want somehow to encapsulate. But like for this one, I kind of feel like we're all three just kind of like, of course we're gonna do that, but what does it look like?
What is it, right? Yeah, I'm down to do whatever the people want to do. If you guys want to listen to Eternal, I mean, I think we've all heard it 2.3 million fucking times, but hearing it together as a listening party and talking about it, it's a long episode. I'm going to tell you right now. That makes for a long fucking episode, because the three of us with y'all listening to the entire Eternal, right? So and what that would be is it would be the original release plus the CROSSROADS remix at the end. That's a long episode, but I'm down to do it because it's special. So I'm down to do that.
Yeah, and I had well, between RC Thugsta and myself, RC had written a bunch of single episodes for retrospectives. I got 3 of them done so far. If you haven't seen them, they're on the channel. So I did the introduction, I did East 1999, and the song Eternal. Most of it was written by RC. I threw in, you could tell where, I mean, obviously when it's Lippy stuff, you can always tell the difference between when it's RC and when it's me. He did them for all the tracks. I don't think I'll have them done by the 25th, but I should have at least one more. But if you haven't checked them, it's called the East 99 30 year retrospective. There's 3 episodes done. They're all good.
Yeah.
So check those, and the next one
Shout
should
out
be
to
good
RC,
too.
man. They're excellent, John.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
and thanks to RC. Yep, absolutely. So those three, I'll let you guys do the heavy talking for the first three tracks because I already talked about them. But you know, the ones that I haven't got to, I'll have more to say.
Seems like people want to hear exactly what we were saying. Let's listen to the album together and let's talk about the tracks and go through it. And yeah, I mean, you know, I'm down to do that if that's what people want to do. You know, I'm always like, again, it's so amazing to me, you know, because you're talking, if we include Crossroad and the Crossroads, you're talking 18 fucking songs.
Yeah.
So we got to listen to it, take it in, and talk about it, right? And some stuff, sure, we're gonna get through Me Killa pretty easy. You know, I don't see us taking 20 minutes to talk about Me Killa, but maybe it's the three of us. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I do know.
Yeah, don't test our abilities,
dude. I know that just getting through the first 5 songs,
yeah,
is like 2 hours.
I see that. I was trying to figure out what's Cecil's hesitation, but now I see what the hesitation is. It's like, yeah, this is. But here's the thing, man. This happens once. This is the 30th anniversary. I mean, they had a bone.
No, just remember that. Remember your words, John. Someone clip this. Remember John saying this only happened once, though, Cecil. Because when we're 7 hours in and he's like, I'm delirious. I'm going delirious.
But it's on a Friday or a Saturday. That's why I'm not fearing the Reaper too hard because I got the weekend. If it was a weekday, forget it. I'd be in your camp.
I'm with it. But we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. And I'll think some more about it. We'll get RC involved. RC's always got a fucking fantastic twist to put on stuff. You know, I don't see time for guests in that type of situation because then it gets really fucking derailed. Right now, you're never getting past down 71. Now we're fucked. But yeah,
you know, I forgot the guy's name already, but there's a guy that did all the mixing for all the songs. You know, one of the engineers for the album might have been an interesting, side guest, but yeah, I mean, how are we going to get all that accomplished before the 25th? So.
It'd be so hard, but we're going to do something. We'll have the date for that soon. We'll have the dates coming. I feel like Bone coming soon from Beyond the Harmony. We're going to have the Archie Blaine date. We'll have that soon. We'll start promoting that. Either the 25th or 26th of July, we'll be doing the E1999 Eternal 30. And we're looking to firm up a date to start season 6. Season 6 is going to be a little bit different. We've talked about it a lot. In the past, and I put this mostly on me because John and I think Matt have always been kind of cool with the looser format of... To me, when we get in season, I'm like, okay, no matter what, you guys, every Thursday, we better fucking be there, okay? To the point that it's like, we've talked about it before in season 1, how, my dad passed away during season 1. And John, still pulled the episode out by himself. And then something happened like the very next week and John couldn't be there, right? It was like no matter what happens, it has to happen. Season 6, I think to accommodate our lives is going to be a little looser, meaning we might do an episode this week and there may not be one next week. There may not be one for 2 weeks and it'll still be season 6. Or it may be on a Thursday this week and it may not be on until Sunday the following week. So, we got to do something to accommodate the three of us and, of course, to accommodate the guest. So, season 6, it may be a little different than the traditional format. But I guess when I say the traditional format, really, it's only the last 2 seasons I've even had this format. Prior to that, it was a different format, and the 2 seasons before that were a different format. So, but we are working on season 6 anyway.
By the way, to promote the Archie Blaine interview, I don't know if you noticed, but I dropped that Too True article that Lib21 sent me. That's right now. It's only for the Skull and Crossroads Society YouTube memberships, but I did that. And Archie Blaine's mentioned in the article as like an actual member of Too True, which he is. And then also dropped on the shorts the source review of
Who sent you that?
Lib21.
Yeah, I think
he's the magazine.
Yeah,
collector.
Lib is who put me on. He showed me that, the ad at the end of it.
Yeah, that's in the video too.
Yeah. So he put me onto that, and I collect that shit. So I immediately went and found that source. People would cry if I absolutely tear apart these magazines like they're not relics from fucking 30 years ago. Just torn in half so that I can seamlessly take these fucking pictures out, right? I don't give a fuck about any of this other shit. And he gave me that, and I ripped that thing apart immediately and took out the Mo Thugs shit. And then I also found that there was an Art of War advertisement in that one as well. They had an Art of War.
There was?
Yeah, there's an Art of War advertisement in it as well. And I was like, bonus.
On the Mo Thug advertisement, that was the center. It wasn't a centerfold, but it was a 2-page.
Yeah.
Did you notice at the very bottom right it said "Coming Soon" Graveyard Shift?
Yeah, of course.
And it was listing Crazy Bone as the producer for Poetic Hustlers. I felt bad for Romeo, and but it is what it is. And it said Crazy and Archie for the Too True album.
The Art of War one, it's for Art of War in stores now. So, hey Lib, I need what source or something had an advertisement for Eternal, man. I need to know what I can buy to get me an Eternal ad so I can hang that up. But yeah, no, I absolutely fucking destroy these magazines, bro. Like, a collector out there, some source collector or something would cry if they saw the way that I take that fucking spine apart and then all the pages just fall out. And that's what it is.
Bro, someday Ryan from Underground Dwellers and myself, he's got all the VHS tapes, and I know I videotaped my Bone Shrine from high school in the 90s, and I definitely had Eternal. I'm trying to think, like, what it seemed like that Eternal ad was in every source issue that I got, or every rap pages that I got, full page. Anytime after, like, definitely leading up to July. So I think Lib had asked, like, what was the thought when you heard the album? I was like, dog, I went to the store every friggin' week to see if it came out because the date kept changing. That's another funny thing to check out is the pre-July advertisements. The date is not right. It advertised some date, and then I would go to the store and I got Faces of Death. So it'd be funny to get misprinted or true at the time, but ads that said one date and then the date got changed and pushed back to another date. So
it's not going to be a super long one tonight, but if anybody out there is listening, we are on Zoom right now. The meeting ID is 733-570-6161, and the password is EASY, all is one word. Don't forget the Z to keep it easy. 733-570-6161 on Zoom, password EASY, and jump in and let's do something. Beatbox LLC is in the motherfucking house. Haven't seen y'all in a while. We love y'all so much. Christine says, just FYI, I'm the owner of Beatbox LLC. We love them. If y'all don't remember, they were a huge part of the 50th episode anniversary, and we did a big giveaway. Said I would love to donate a bone package for you guys for the coming up tour for you guys. We'll be attending. You can do a lucky drawing like you did before. We would love to do that. Y'all know how to hit me. Let's hit me up, Christine. Let's talk about it. We love Beatbox LLC. We were actually talking about you guys not long ago and wondering how things were going for you guys. So I'm glad to see you still here.
Speaking of that, the person that won the license plate, did they ever claim their victory? Because I still have it, not because I want to have it. I wanted to ship it out, but I never got an email. So. Okay, well, I still got the license plate. If you're out there and you won, I think last time we went live.
I think we're gonna have to draw on them tonight. What you mean?
Okay, yeah,
you told them by the next live. Oh, and I have 2 people I'm supposed to send shit to. John's way better at this shit than me, but I promise you, when you get my package, it'll be worth the wait. John tells me once a week. Don't forget, you got these guys. You said you're gonna send some stuff to. I got a cool little package what was it? Someone had already won one of the things. No, they both did. Both of them.
Both. One of them's Lib 21.
And they were like, nah, give it to the next guy, which I thought was so cool that I was like, yo, they're getting something. So I have some cool shit headed y'all's way. I'm the worst at sending stuff out. Anytime I have to use the mail, it's like I would rather go get a cavity drilled out of my brain than go to the post office. So,
whereas Johnny Boy is like fanatical for the mail system.
It's sick. I'm like, it's sick. I don't even like you and Stitchers are the only people that I know like the post office like that. Like, it's sick.
Bro, dog, I think that's, man, they discontinued the regional rate boxes.
I remember. I remember this being a bad day.
That's the worst thing that's happened to John.
Yeah, man, I was the regional rate box A, box B, and then they short term had the box C's. But yeah, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Stitch's Mail, the music video, for everybody else, it may just be an everyday thing. But in the video, Stitches demonstrates how he ships bricks of cocaine in USPS flat rate packaging and has his goons go in the mail into the post office, and he films it in front of the PO boxes inside of the post office and on the exterior of the post office of one in Miami, a major, like, it almost looks like the postmaster top mail place. I don't know how he got the permitting to film the video to demonstrate how his distribution operation operates utilizing United States Postal Service packaging. But it happened. It's quite a bizarre music video. It's mail. It was the second music video, the one that came out right after Brick in Your Face.
So, what you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do with it? And Cecil, I don't know if you know, but I've actually sat through the 10 minutes straight of I Love Selling Blow, just on loop. I love selling blow.
Oh man, I can't with that guy. Yeah, 733-570-6161 on Zoom. The password's EZE. We're not going to be on too much longer, but we would love to talk some Bone or some Beyond the Harmony or whatever with you guys. One of the things that I was working on, that if you're part of the Discord and you're paying attention to the fucking the trip and everything, is I'm working on a card game. I'm using ChatGPT, and I'm in deep with ChatGPT. It's not like I asked it one thing. Like, we're in deep together. And I'm designing a card game called SCT Warzone, which is a homage to the old SCT Warzone website. And it's a card game that utilizes a similar a similar rule set to something like Pokemon. I hate to compare it to like that, but there's a lot of card games like that. And yeah, I've designed a bunch of cards. I'm working on the actual designing and the rule set. But yeah, man, there's a lot going on with it, and I'm not going to sell them. We're going to give them away on here. And,
it was a special door prize for
everybody going is going to get it. And then, we're going to give some away on here as well. It's supposed to be 55 cards. There's an entire rules. The characters that have been worked out as of now are the original villain, Lil Ripsta, number one assassin, the fifth dog, Straight Jacket, Mr. Sawed-Off Leatherface, an El Burna card, which is a special edition stronger card, and a BB Gambini special edition stronger card. And then there's also the Angel of Death, the Black Widow, Mr. Ouija, a Bone Clone, the Reverend Vinny Butts III, Mr. Bill Collector, Secret Agent Man, and the Dummy Man. And I think, you know what? I changed the Dummy Man to a card called 666 Rivals. And so those are the actual attack cards, but then there's also locations cards, there's weapon cards. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on with it. I would say that I'm about 50% done with it. We already have a place. We already have a place to print it, and that'll actually print them nicely. That print them with a box. That will even print them with a rule set. So that's usually the hard part for people, I guess, is like, how do we produce it? Once it's built, how do you actually do it. But we got that part figured out. But yeah, I'm about 50% done. And if you guys want to help, I've been looking for input on the Discord. And so you can join the Discord. And yeah, man.
Did the Tony Tone short that I put out there, I don't know if you were amused that I actually...
My homie Lib hitting me up, baby. He's like, you could probably find it in this one, Cecil.
Oh, dope. Nice. Yeah, so the Tony Tone short that I made out of the interview that we did, I actually left it on a cliffhanger, which isn't my style. I felt so dirty doing it, but I love the comments. and seeing the comments,
this guy knew what he was doing.
Like, that was dirty to leave us hanging on that. But
that's how it's when I asked Tony Tone why isn't Busy Bone part of Shots to the Double Glock?
Yeah.
And then it cuts off. That's genius. Good for you. There's only one member that's ever been kicked out of Bone, and I kicked him out of Bone. His name was
Bro, you think about how funny that is, the Fishbone era, at how that was such a controversy. The Fishbone.
I know. Think of how far we've come since then.
I don't expect you to put it on screen, but that Cecil West Bone Room or Mo Thugs room.
Boy, the Zoom information is on your screen. It's above. It's at the very top of your screen. It's 733-570-6161. That's 733-570-6161. The password is all caps, no spaces, EZE with a Z.
Nice. So the Cecil West Mo Thugs room is growing. I don't expect you to, put it on screen right now, but did you want to mention any of the new additions? Because you sure have been getting some additions to the room.
Shit, man. I've added so much stuff. What's crazy is I just get going on something, and I was like, you know what? I never really cared about press photos, and I never really cared about advertisements. I've always been a big fiend for like promo CDs and single CDs for whatever reason. I don't know why. I've said to John, I'm like, why the fuck do I love like these promo singles so much? Who gives a fuck about these? But for some reason I do. And then I recently really got into all the advertisement stuff. And I've got a bunch of cool stuff. I just acquired a 24 by 24 Thug Mentality double-sided poster. It's like the entire cover. If you flip it over, it's the entire cover on one side, and then the other side is 4 different panels. One's the cover. I haven't had a chance, to frame that, and it's all like, perforated, and it's kind of, been ripped. Not like, down the perforation, not like the actual paper.
Oh yeah, because since it's double-sided, it was the kind that came inserted in something, right? Well, remember when posters came inside of something?
Yeah, I don't know. I think this was for like record stores. But I think it came to them folded up. And like I said, one side is definitely set up so that you could rip this thing into 4 things, and it's 4 advertisements. And then one is set up so if you just want the Thug Mentality, which, that's the side I'm going to use. Even the other side has 4 very unique things, I'm like, nah, I want this 24 by 24 Thug Mentality. My girlfriend, poor fucking Mrs. West, man, she's just like, you don't have any pictures up of your family, and there's just fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony. I have a walk-in closet, and I call it the Mo Thug closet. It's all just like each wall is its own era of Mo Thugs. So I got Mo Thug 1, Mo Thug 2, and then I got the Mo Thug solos. And she's like, "Yep, can't get a picture up of your niece and nephew, but I'm glad you got Busy Bone up there."
Can't give it up.
No, I got a ton of new stuff. I don't know. Was there something in particular, John, that
No, but first off, shout out to It's Crazy Life. My nose started sneezing, but the It made me think of to get a price. Oh, actually, no, maybe you don't want that out there. I was, we were talking about that art piece you were trying to acquire, and we were trying to determine
Oh,
what the going rate for
too
that
much.
is.
Too much.
Yeah, right. Well, what I mean is, maybe we could find. I guess to find what the audience would pay for it. But then again, if you're trying to acquire that, you don't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah, I think that'll be way that would be another. We'd all have to come together. There'd have to be a reason to come together to purchase something like that because that is big money hustlers right there.
That's for the culture. That number is for the culture.
Oh boy, that is way for the culture. Looks like we got somebody in our waiting room.
Nice.
Let's bring him in. Let's bring Carrie in. At least that's what it says. I don't know. Y'all will be on the Harmony. Who do we got?
Hello?
Yo, y'all will be on the Harmony. Who we got?
Oh, what's happening? How you doing?
What's up, brother?
I didn't know I was live. I thought this was like you just type type on
Nah,
there.
you're here now. Now it's too late.
First,
one of us. Yep,
that's
too
all right.
late.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Hey, I just wanted to know, did you guys ever do? I know you were doing reviews on the Source. Did you ever do Creeping on a Come Up?
I know I did Eternal. I know I did Art of War. I know I did Resurrection. I'll look up Creeping on a Come Up. If you have it, send it to me in the Discord, and I'll make a video of it if I haven't already. Do you have it?
Yeah. Well, I can send you a screenshot of the review.
Hell yeah, yeah. Do that. We'll turn it into content. We try to turn it all into it because these magazines are going away, bro. Like what a time when we were all younger and we were all we say it a lot. We were all spoiled. We didn't realize how good we had it with like the Source and we weren't, the internet didn't exist, right? So we didn't have things driven down our face. So it's like you got that Source magazine and in 2 months an album was coming out and you got the review and the ads and we didn't know how good we had it. So now we're trying to turn all that stuff into videos, man, because guys like me are getting their hands on these sources and ripping them apart and they're becoming extinct.
Well, but speaking of that, I saw that on the BTNH board Facebook page, there was like some discussion regarding, I can't remember which review, but it was posted. Is that what made you think of this? Was the discussion on the BTNH board?
Well, no, I was I have been following your channel, I've been subscribed, so I do watch your videos when you do bring them up.
Oh, nice.
And I have watched like all of your Source reviews.
Hell yeah.
And every time you find one, I guess you find kind of a random one like from the Source.
Yeah, usually it's Lib21 hooking it up, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or RC Thugs that discovered a lot of the stuff came from RC and the rest came from Lib21. But yeah, when I get them, I make them, and especially those because since they're short, it doesn't take too much effort to just narrate those and get those up. But if I'm checking right now on the site to see if I made it or not. I can't remember if I did or.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. You did East 1990 Eternal, right?
Yeah, for sure that one. For sure, Art of War. I know I did Eternal because they only gave Eternal 3.5 mics, and it was like, what? And then Art of War they gave 4, and then Resurrection I think they gave 4. But
no, that's 5. That's 5 mics for me, man.
Yeah. So on the one that you have,
how much did they give to True?
3.5.
And they gave fucking Eternal what?
The same 3.5.
Bro, someone was on crack cocaine. At the Source.
Bro, let me just say this. That if you want, when I talk about, I know I sound nutty when I say, oh, well, that was during the East-West War, and that's why I didn't listen to Wu-Tang anymore. And sometimes I'm like, I don't think people have the context to this, but that's why, I'm getting the Source magazine. I'm like, yo, how are they giving Eternal 3.5 mics? And I used to read all the Source articles, and if it wasn't a rapper from one of the 5 boroughs, they were hating on the South. They were hating on the West Coast. They were hating on anybody Cleveland, the Midwest. If it wasn't New York, they were just throwing shade on it. And month after month, and I had subscriptions, to a lot of. They were all of the groups we like were getting shade on it, and that just built up my anger. I was like, they're gatekeeping. I'm like, there's more of the world, the country than just New York. I like the New York rappers, but you're making me. The New York rappers got my wrath because of the New York authors doing that.
Lib says that Too True was 3 mics. Creeping on a Come Up was 3.5. Eternals 3.5. And then you said they gave Art of War 4 mics. Which, you know, Art of War is my favorite Bone album. But, I mean, to put, you know what we should do? We're pushing this Hall of Fame thing pretty heavy. And I don't know if you know this, but there's a handful of Source reviews that they've changed. They gave them 1 rating, and years later they re-rated it. And there's only a handful that they've done it for. And we should get the Bone fans to sign like a fucking thing and present it to the Source. Like
that's a great idea. I remember you brought that actually in I did a video. I can't remember what the video was, but I piped you in from one of our Voxer conversations where you you know what? It's the video on the Eternal Review. And at the end, I pipe you in and you explain to me, hey, you know, the Source actually is remiking some of the albums. And like your audio is in that video. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Albums that were originally 4.5 mics and were re-rated to 5. Ice Cube, Death Certificate, The Chronic by Dre, Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die, Mobb Deep, The Infamous, Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links, Dr. Dre, 2001, Breaking Atoms by Main Source. All 4.5 mics, re-rated to 5 later on. And then there's even some that were 4 mics and given 5. Grip It on Another Level by the Ghetto Boys, Doggy Style by Snoop, Scarface, The Diary, Me Against the World by Tupac, The Score by the Fugees, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. All were 4 mics.
Wait. Did Outkast Southern Playlist, because remember the song Big Boy with Raekwon, so we're tying it back to Wu-Tang. Skew It on the Barbie, he says, I gotta hit the Source to get my other half of mic because that Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music was a classic. So did they remake Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music?
No.
Oh my goodness.
So
see, this is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying.
So this is what I'm saying. All right. As Bone fans, oh shit. Yes, Lib, that's the one. He just sent me the he just sent me my the thing that I was just talking about. Yeah, that's it. Looks like you got 2 of them. Man, this motherfucker Lib is crazy. He makes my house look like a fucking joke. We should get a, what the fuck are they called? I'm drawing a blank. You know, when you get all the signatures.
A petition. We should get a petition.
We should get the Bone fans on a petition, and we should get a giant petition for them to fucking, because that's preposterous. 3.5 mics for E1990. Now, mind you, I'm sure they rated this before the CROSSROADS, right? But it doesn't matter if you're re-miking, if you're re-rating and you're re-miking something, and the CROSSROADS happens, and it blows the fuck up. Don't you think somebody at the Source goes, man, we should probably at least move this up to a fucking 4.5?
Yeah. But by the way, Eli said that's on Aquemini. Yeah. The song's on Aquemini, Screwed on the Barbie, but he was referring. So my assumption is that AT Aliens got 5 mics and Southern Playlist, they got 4.5. But yeah, we got to come up with a petition. Is the Source still doing this? Because do they even still put out a print magazine? Do they even still put out a digital magazine?
I think
the store still in business?
Digital.
Okay.
Yeah, I think digital.
When's the last time the Source magazine, bro? There's still a website, thesource.com.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? Who's the special guest we got right now? It says Carrie's S25. What's your name?
Oh yeah, that's my name. I was a Florida boy.
All right,
on YouTube.
All right, Florida boy. So, motherfucking. Obviously, we know the Source gave them 3.5 mics, which is preposterous. What would you have given? Would you have given Eternal 5 mics?
Yes, absolutely. Eternal 1999.
So, what would you have given the Art of War then?
Art of War is more like 4 mics.
Okay, so the Source nailed it.
I didn't like it as much.
Okay, so the Source nailed it for you on that one then. They gave that's what's crazy to me, right? The Source gave the Art of War 4 mics. They gave Eternal 3.5, and even without the CROSSROADS, right? Even the original one with just the regular Crossroad, I'm like, this is better than 3.5 fucking mics. These guys are nuts.
Yeah, I bought mine before CROSSROADS Remix came out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, yeah. And I bought mine not for CROSSROADS. I bought it more for Down 71, really.
Hell yeah. do you
You know?
Have you heard the original? You like the original version of Down
I
71?
like the original more than the remix, actually.
Really? Like you don't like all the are they all those sound effects
they're in the original too. Just the original one makes the original definitely feels like a creeping on a come up song.
Yeah.
When you hear that beat, it feels like a creeping on a come up song, and it really it really validates what they say that a bunch of those songs were written before they were even signed. Yeah.
I'll say I like them both. I like them both, but I enjoyed the first one more. Just I guess because that's the first one I heard, and when the remix came out, I was kind of like confused because they made like a whole nother album just to put that song on there, and they didn't even add the first one when they brought the second copy of it.
I don't know why they didn't just put it as like the 18th track. There is one version I know for sure that does have both, but yeah, I couldn't believe it when they didn't keep the original Crossroad. And I think Crazy said that they wrote Down 71 to Spice One, and they rapped like they didn't even have the instrumental. They would play the Spice One song with him rapping on it, and they wrote to it with Spice One, his vocals actually on it. Which I've done that in the past too.
Yeah, it's dope. I think someone did a mix like that for us too. Someone used might have been Cold Blooded, I don't know, but somebody used it and did
the Spice One,
did the Spice One mix and everything. Lib, what are you saying there? Are you saying that I have that 4-panel one at the top, and you're saying the top one's from concerts, and the 4-panel one below that is from the store? I don't know. Mine has both of those sides. Like one side is the full in stores now, Crazy Bone, Thug Mentality, and the other side is exactly what you're showing. So I don't know, but this motherfucker Lib, man, he's got it all.
So Carrie, one of the funny things that I always try to remember, even for myself, is prior to Creepin', prior to Eternal, because it sounds like you were able to get the original version, so you were around back then. Do you remember who your like favorite group was before Bone probably took over your life like it did for everybody else?
That's tough. Let's see.
Like, were you all the way rap at the time, or
I was actually like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I had their first 5 out. I didn't like the Code. Yeah, the Code Red album I didn't like, but I didn't like the Mike Tyson one, but I liked the Rock the House. I kind of like the He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper. But that first album, the Fresh Prince, Rock the House, that was my joint, bro. I used to listen to that every day, for sure. And then Home Base was dope. That was the one with Summertime.
Mm-hmm. And I like Boys to Men too, because I like R&B stuff, as well.
So like Belle DeVoe, were you with the whole East Coast family with like Michael Bivins produced Boys to Men? Obviously he was in Belle DeVoe New Edition. Like, do you see similarities? I don't know if you've seen the videos I made about the similarities between New Edition and like the whole New Edition storyline is so parallel to the Bone Thugs and Harmony storyline. Or are you saying like, dude, I said Boys to Men, I didn't say New Edition? Like,
oh no, I like New Edition as well. That I didn't know too much about them because they were more like 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And
Motown Philly was the joint, bro.
But I definitely got into Belle DeVoe for sure. And there was another like, Criss Cross at that time. That was 92, I believe. So 94 was Bone, and man, like I was like, whoa, forget about Criss Cross and all that stuff. I'm like, these guys are nuts, man. You know.
Hey, that's crazy you said crisscross. So for Matt and Cecil, remember I keep harping on the idea that I'm trying to find these parallels, and crisscross is one that keeps coming up. In fact, to Carrie, I put out a couple of crisscross shorts on the channel just to see because I was like, I was a crisscross fan, and I was wondering if there was crossover between transitioning out of crisscross into bone. And the crisscross shorts that we did performed better than a lot of the bone shorts we put out. And a lot of people in the comments were like, yeah, this was my group before Bone came out. So that's crazy to hear you say that as well. Along with Boys the Men, it makes sense. Yeah, same for me. Same for me. And the other one that it doesn't have too much crossover because it's like East Coast hip hop is Leaders of the New School. By the way, they're from Long Island, which is where we're going for the Bone concert. Leaders of the New School. I just watched them this weekend, the What's Next video. And the same, and I'm giving this to anybody watching, that same mind blow, like when you saw Thuggish Ruggish Bone and you were trying to break down Crazy Bone's verse where he's doing the double styles and everything that blew your mind about Bone, I remembered the way I felt when I saw What's Next by Leaders. The verses, the intricacies of Busta Rhymes' verse and Charlie Brown's verse are still to this day. I saw it last night as a 46-year-old. I had the same amazement that I had when I was 14 or 15 seeing it. So if you want to get that Bone feel where you wanted to deconstruct and figure out how they did it, same feeling with the way they performed that track. Just not so much the other two guys, but the first two, which there's a parallel to Bone with that. Busta Rhymes is kind of like Crazy Bone, or Busta Rhymes is like Busy Bone, and Charlie Brown is kind of like Crazy Bone, where they both wanted to be the number one guy. There was like an ego issue. That's why the group broke up. But yeah, for Carrie, was Leaders on your map at all, or were they not?
Leaders?
Yeah,
no.
It was the group Busta Rhymes used to be in before he went solo.
No, I've never heard of Leaders, actually. I never heard of that. No, I was into Busta Rhymes though as well. Before that, I did like I'm still kind of upset that Busta Rhymes really never made any music with them.
Oh,
yeah, it's weird that you would have thought that Busta would have. Has Busta not worked with Bone all these years? That's crazy.
I think Busta's on that. Isn't he on that?
I think like the Worldwide Choppers, but Crazy was on Midwest Choppers.
It's that 60-second Assassins or some fucking shit. It's like Lazy Bone and Busta, and the song's not that great.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that
you are right. Mm-hmm. We deserve like a full blown Busta and Bone song.
And on that note, I'm surprised Mystical never really did anything with Bone either.
I think Busy and Mystical had a beef. I think, if I remember correctly.
I don't. Shit. But you had Mystical and Crazy Bone on I Don't Give a Fuck. With the 3-6 Mafia cameo appearance in the video. That was out of all the shit that happened, I remember the first time I saw I Don't Give a Fuck. And it was like, was that 3-6 Mafia I just saw? Like, not only is 3-6 Mafia there, but they're there during the Crazy Bone part of the, that was like, that made that video for me. Seeing 3-6 Mafia with Crazy Bone at that time, that like made the whole fucking thing for me.
Yeah. That was pretty wild, man.
What about Outkast? Because Outkast dropped the same time that Bone came out, 94, both of them. Were they on the radar at all? Or?
I'm upset about that too, man. We never got an Outkast Bone collaboration either, man.
That's bananas. Like how did they never cross paths?
That could have been really good too. Bone and Outkast, that could have been really good.
It would have been amazing, actually. But
damn, that would have been good.
See, how did they? You got to figure out 94 when Bone first came. I was like 11. So I think Crisscross was like probably my shit at that time. I told you I got in trouble. I almost got my ass beat by my mom for wearing my clothes backwards to school. And the school called her. The school called my mom. And was like, hey, Cecil's in here with his fucking clothes on backwards. Is everything okay at home? My mom was fucking...
Because of Crisscross?
Yeah, because of Crisscross. I didn't wear them that way. When I got to school, I went into the bathroom. And I turned my clothes around in the bathroom, and then I walked out. And of course, I went to this little white suburb fucking school. So people were just like, what the fuck is going on here? No one
I did that. I
understood.
did that one day, and I got made fun of. I turned them back around. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do that again.
So now back in those days, I'm assuming you're in Florida. So were you in Florida during that time period when Bone Outcast were out and when you're listening to Fresh Prince?
Yeah, I've always been. What year are we talking?
Well, I mean, where I was going with it was sometimes.
I've always been in Orlando. Yeah, I've always been in
Okay,
Orlando.
okay. So
Florida.
Magic Mike was kind of like the Orlando dude. Did bass music, in the '80s? Because I like to let Cecil know about the bass. I was always talking about Miami bass, but Orlando might. I mean, Magic Mike was the king of bass, and he was kind of.
He was very pop. Yeah, he was a very popular, and people were always modifying their cars to put like 12-inch, 15-inch speakers in in their vehicles and stuff, and so they could have Magic Mike going.
Heck, heck yeah, dude.
Real quick, I just want to say we're going to be doing a Skull and Crossroads Society giveaway here in probably about 20 minutes. If you're not a member of the Skull and Crossroads Society already, you can join it really easy. BeyondTheHarmony.com. You go there and you'll see that you can join the Skull and Crossroads. You can either join it through the Patreon or right through the YouTube. Any tier of the Skull and Crossroads Society makes you eligible. If you're part of the YouTube version and the Patreon, then you get yourself in there twice. So we're going to do a drawing tonight. We'll probably do two. We'll redraw for the license plate, and we'll do something else. So if you're not part of Skull and Crossroads Society, you got a few minutes. Get in there and join BeyondTheHarmony.com, or if you're watching on the live stream, you should see right on YouTube that you can join the membership right there. So make sure you get in probably about 20 minutes. We're going to spin the wheel of Skull and Crossroads Society. Go ahead, John.
I was just wondering, since you're in the Orlando area or from the Orlando area, do you know anything about Davenport? Because that's where we were going to hold the Beyond the Harmony meetup. We haven't. I've never been to Davenport. I don't even know it was a city in Florida until recently. Although I was talking to 100, that's his actual name, 100. His legal name, he changed it to that. He grew up in Davenport and moved like near Kissimmee. I always heard of Kissimmee. I never heard of Davenport. Have you ever heard of it?
I have never been in Davenport. I've heard of Davenport. I haven't honestly. I have no idea where that is actually.
Nice. And Two Live Crew, did Two Live Crew make it up to Orlando? Because Two Live Crew was like everything in South Florida as a kid. Did they make it?
Yeah, I forgot about Two Live Crew. What was this 1990, 91?
Yeah, their reign was from like 87. I mean, I was playing the original Super Mario Brothers when it came out, listening to the Move Something album right before Nasty as They Want to Be dropped. Nasty as They Want to Be put them on the map, and then Band in the USA, came out after that and everything else. But that was huge here. I never knew if it made it to Orlando. Same with White Dog. White Dog was actually from the bordering city of where I'm at. Like we used to cross paths a lot, but then he moved to Orlando and had a big radio show. I don't know if White Dog was on your radar for Orlando.
I'll tell you, I was extremely young. I'm sorry. Oh, I was extremely young when the Two Live Crew thing was going on, but they were extremely popular, and I mean they got more and more popular because the Florida governor banned them.
Yeah.
So they got even more popular. Everywhere you went, people were back then. We had the boom boxes, right? So people were out there with their boom boxes playing Two Live Crew as loud as they could. Yeah.
Bro, you know what? Speaking of that, this is a historical thing that hip hop didn't chronicle. So the governor you brought up at the time was Bob Martinez, and he's one of the people that banned Two Live Crew to make the Band in the USA album. Luke came out with a track called "Fuck Martinez" and "Fuck Navarro." Navarro was the sheriff, and it was the most bold thing. Like when you thought nothing could top NWA with F the Police, freaking Two Live Crew made F Martinez, and it was calling out the governor and the sheriff, which you may see things like that happen nowadays, like anything goes in 2025, but in 1990 this was like shocking beyond shocking. And as he was saying, people were pulling their boomboxes out playing that, and that dude lost the election for sure. That was a bananas period of time that happened, that obviously it wasn't going to get nationwide recognition, but in the state of Florida, it was bananas that that could happen on an album called Banned in the USA. And it was like, if As Nasty as They Wanna Be was deemed obscene, which is that's what the case was, and it's like a major case. I think it went to the Supreme Court. How they topped that album with Banned in the USA album. So Bananas Period of Time. And Eli agrees. Mamacita on the Aquemini album. That's a skip. That's the only Outkast skip song that bothers me. The first 3 albums, though, are just as good as the first three Bone albums. Flawless minus that track. But yeah, Two Live Crew, crazy period of time.
Yeah. Did you touch up on the Resurrection album? Is that 4 mics? How many?
Yeah,
What is?
definitely did a review on Resurrection from the source. Got 4 mics, and it got a good review. And, you know, it made me wonder what the politics are behind doing these reviews, because they really, I think the source caught wreck from giving, you know, Eternal 3.5. And then I think they still didn't want to give 4 to 5. You know, Art of War should have got 5, but it didn't. But what's wrong with the Art of War, right? How it's a perfect 5 mic classic. So I think they were just saying, we can't bring ourselves to give anybody outside of New York 5 mics, which that's something worth checking out, is to see every 5 mic. Did the source ever give 5 mics to somebody outside of New York? Because if they had to reclassify Snoop Dogg Doggy Style with 5 mics with the Chronic, if the Chronic and Doggy Style didn't get 5 mics, that right there is a glaring example of the bias of the source magazine.
Yeah. They did give Ice Cube 5 mics.
Oh, but see, but Ice Cube recorded that album. If it's America's Most Wanted, that was recorded in New York with the Bomb Squad and Public Enemy. So, you know, Cube went to New York to get the blessings.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. But that actually is even more to the point. As like, if Ice Cube recorded and released it in California, they probably wouldn't have given the 5 mics. I think they were doing that to like virtue signal, like, hey, if you want to do something, you got to come to the Mecca, New York City, to get your 5 mics. Okay, Scarface, The Fix got 5. Yeah, but The Fix, that was, what year did that drop? Because by that point, Scarface was the Don. You couldn't deny Scarface at that point. Yeah. Crazy bias, but I'll give the source this. They did employ my guy. I forgot his name. What's his name? Tip of my tongue. But they employed a great guy. He did the review for Flesh and Bone, Dark Harmony. Soren Baker is his name. Soren Baker, he was from Baltimore. I think he lives in California now. Excellent author. He's produced some of the greatest hip hop books in history, the history of gangster rap. He does great. He does Beyond the Harmony style, in-depth, obscure type interviews. He's excellent. Soren Baker. And he reviewed Flesh and Bones album. The title of the article is Dark Harmony. It's on our channel. I narrated it. And props to him. But yeah, that's cool, man. Crisscross and Boyz II Men, all that. Early Bone. For the people in the audience, who was your group before Bone? Or were you guys too young to remember? Has it always been Bone? You came out the womb screaming, creeping.
Man, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Kerry, thank you for calling in, bro. You got anything else for us before we let you go?
Yeah, I had a question for you guys. Yeah. It was like, I don't know how many years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, Sin had gotten Sin from the Graveyard Shift, I'm sorry, had gotten an interview from a YouTube person called Graveyard Soldier. Do you know who this person is?
The interviewer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you guys is he part of the Beyond the Harmony?
I can't give any information about him actually, but I'm good friends with him, and that's all I can really say. He likes to remain I'll tell you this, he likes to remain a mystery in that, and he's got a lot of regret about that interview, but he was a young fan at the time and did that interview, and
one of the best interviews I've ever heard.
Amazing interview. I think it's because he was a young kid and didn't really know how to format it the way that probably he felt did Sin the most justice, and he became really good friends with Sin, and Sin took a little bit of backlash from that interview. He took a little bit of backlash because of that interview, and I think that he just kind of had regret because he would have loved to have formatted it in a way that, was better for Sin. But years later, we interviewed Sin, and he got to work with us in a way on it. He had reached out and found out we were interviewing him, and so it was really cool. So full circle, I think it worked out for him.
He ghosted his YouTube channel. Does he have a different YouTube channel?
I don't think he's doing anything anymore. I think
Okay.
he kind of got away from that stuff.
Okay. All right.
But he checks the show out occasionally, and I'm sure if he hears somebody on here was a fan, he'll be pumped to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, you make one mistake, you just kind of, I don't know, you can fix it. I mean, I don't know if it was that bad, but
Yeah. No,
whatever. I don't know what I don't know what happened. It's the first time I heard of something bad happening about that, but yeah, that kind of sucks. I just want to know if you guys knew who he was.
Yeah. No, he's a friend of ours, and good dude. Like I said, I think he just I think he was just a young dude, and in retrospect wishes he would have formatted it a little bit differently. But it was an amazing interview, especially for the time, right? Like, we didn't have like Beyond the Harmony and shit like that back then, and for him to pull that together, I remember, listening to every single second of it, like, oh my God, this is amazing.
What was that backlash? What was that? I mean, what was it?
You got to remember, all the Mo Thugs at that point were kind of they were kind of bitter, and probably rightfully so in a lot of ways, right? So they were just very direct, and there was a long time, I would say even probably even another 10 years after that, like, people were very angry about the whole thing. So they just had like a lot of stuff to say that I think a lot of those guys, meaning the Mo Thugs, I think a lot of them kind of regret the way that they talked about the experience or Bone or whatever. And of course, podcasting and interviewing wasn't in the situation that it's in now. And so, I just think that if it was today, like we on this show, for instance, I don't set people up to talk shit about people. In fact, something that I've talked about is that at one point we were supposed to interview Felicia, and I kind of felt like the interview was going to be all shitting on Lazy Bone. And so I didn't want to do that interview because I was like, hey, I want to talk about your music and things like that. And so we kind of got away from the interview. And I think that back then, people were just kind of digging for the dirt. And so I think as a young kid, again, he was a young kid when he did that interview. And I think now he just looks at it as something that he wishes he could have done a little bit different. But still, historical interview. It was really cool for the time.
Yeah, it was a lot of information, maybe more than they wanted to bring out, I guess.
It always is, brother.
Who's your next interview that you're planning? Do you have a person yet?
I got a whole list set up for season 6, Kerry. You're gonna have to tune in and see it, brother.
No, I'm subscribed, so I'll see it. I'll see it.
Thanks for calling in, Kerry. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Where do you want me to send that screenshot for the creeping on the come up?
Are you in our Discord?
Discord, yeah.
Yeah, so just send me a private message, or if you put it in the chat, just make sure you do it like at Jonathan Lippy so that I'll see it, and because there's so much going on in there.
And we also, beyondtheharmony99@gmail.com. Anytime people want to email, beyondtheharmony.com, our email's on there. Beyondtheharmony99@gmail.com means that one of the three of us will always get that as well.
Anything else you're looking for that you wanted to try another Bone review or something like that?
There was. What the heck was it? It slipped my mind, but hit me up on there, and when I remember it, I'll send it. There was somebody sent us a question to our email this week. There are 2 questions, and they were both good questions. Oh, you know what it was? They were asking when the Sin album, the Sin single that we put out, when that was coming out.
Oh, I know. I got to do that. Remind me. Did I say I was busy this weekend? I think I'm busy this weekend. Remind me, John. Do the John thing and drive me nuts till I put it the fuck out. We got to get that out.
Yeah.
Did you make more songs, Sin?
Yeah, during our if you haven't watched, it was the season 5 finale of Beyond the Harmony, the Sin interview, and we drop a brand new Sin song.
Yeah, I heard the song.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, did he make another song after that?
I think he's
Or
got
is he
some other
working on
stuff.
something?
He said he had some other stuff in the can. I think that was the most finished thing
Okay.
that he had.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys. I didn't, I didn't expect to be like kind of like VIP, you know?
Hey,
Like,
man, it's
man.
awesome. We love anytime somebody calls in. Everybody wants to talk, but people don't always call in. So anytime the lines are open, brother, please call in, chop it up with us.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys' hospitality, man.
Yeah, Carrie. Florida boy in the house. Have a great night, brother.
Thank you, bud.
Those were great questions from Kerry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That first one fired
Very
me
good
up.
conversation.
There's not much time left. If you're not part of the Skull and Crossroads Society, beyondtheharmony.com, you can join. You can either join the $2.99 tier. It's cheap as fuck. We're gonna give away a bunch of stuff. We're gonna give away the license plate. We'll probably give another pin away from that collection as well. There's one missing. The Infinity Stones have been broken up.
Oh, now I know what Byron was talking about was the Bob Martinez and the Nick Navarro thing. I mean, are you related to Bob Martinez? I felt bad for Bob Martinez, by the way, and Nick Navarro. I actually, at the time, came in contact with Nick Navarro a couple times, and just to hear him diss as hard as they were. If you never heard F Navarro or F Martinez, look it up on YouTube. The song is bananas. It is fucking bananas. Cecil, have you ever heard F Navarro, F Martinez? Did I ever send it to you back in the day?
Nah.
Bro, it's one of the craziest rap songs ever recorded. Straight up, like.
Oh, you probably have. I bet you have then. If that's what you're saying to me, I'm sure you have.
Bananas, bro. Total bananas, forgotten by history, but crazy stuff. So Byron, was that what you were talking about? 'Cause I thought you were upset with me, explaining my position on New York. I thought I was explaining why I had the position. It's not against New York, the state. It was just at the time they were hating on everybody, and I couldn't get any. All I had to do was their hip hop. I'm like, there's a whole country that's adopted hip hop at this point. Some of the groups that people mentioned: TLC, NWA, Naughty by Nature, absolute dude, Naughty by Nature for sure. Coolio. Here's the thing with Coolio. I just found this out, and it's silly that I didn't know this. Coolio was in a group with Dub C. It wasn't the Mad Circle. It was the other group. I forgot that, bro. I'm getting old, man. I can't remember the name of the group. But Coolio and Dub C from West Side Connection were in a group together. And my guy, that I forget his name, the guy I was talking about that did the Flush article, he did a review. He says that album, the Coolio Dub C album, is a 5 mic classic in his perspective, not mine, but he said like the storyline from that album has been adopted by rappers ever since that came out. I forgot the name of the group, but somebody mentioned TLC. I'm just scrolling through here. All those groups were the same for me. But yeah, if you wanted to take us to the giveaway, we could definitely do that. What are we giving away tonight, Cecil?
We're going to redraw for the license plate because no one ever claimed it.
Nice.
The person that claimed it has won before as well. I wonder if they're just like a member and it's just hitting their card and they've completely forgot.
Gotta find that license plate.
So we're going to redraw for the license plate here. I'm going to bring the wheel of names up onto the fucking board. Boom, there it is. There's the big wheel o' names. Your name can end up on this wheel very, very easy. All you got to do is be a member of the Skull and Crossroads Society. You can either do that right on the YouTube page itself. You can join for $2.99. We also have Patreon. Our Patreon's getting thin because, well, I'll be for real, we haven't done anything with it. So shout out to the members that still exist. Got a couple of them left. And I see on our list, let's see, we got John. Let's take John out of it. John doesn't have to be in it. Bye, John. We got me on there. I don't have to be in it. Bye, Cecil. RC Thugster would say to remove him. Let's get RC out of there. Brings it down. You got a 1 in 30 chance of winning. Eli Green and Lib are both on there. Twice. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. So, yeah, we'll do that in just a minute. So, anybody last minute wants to be in the drawing, we should definitely redraw the plate. And then what should we do? Another pin?
Yeah, I could grab the pins. Let me grab the pins. By the way, my nose gets itchy a lot. So if you see me itching my nose, I just got an itchy nose. I'm not doing any,
Brick in your face.
not doing any brick in your face. So what you gonna do with it? And I ship eBay products in my USPS flat rate shipping packages. Getting the pins. I don't know if that came through.
I
We
don't
got the
know.
pin set.
I don't know if anybody in the chat collected when Versus happened. Gas collecting cards put out 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs cards, and there was a common, and then there was the same common but holographic, and then they had a holographic white. Anyway, everybody always sells these for a shit ton of money. It's crazy to me. But I just picked up the 2 commons and the white holographic for $50 for all 3 of them. So now I just need the bone white holographic and the 2 black holographics to complete my set.
And the Bone Box group. What was the giveaway they were?
LLC.
Beatbox. What was Beatbox LLC trying to do?
I don't know. They want
was
to
that
give
for
us
this
something to give away. No. I guess around the New York trip or something. So
Bro.
Christine's still in here. So yeah, I guess around the New York trip or something, we're gonna give away some more Beatbox LLC, which I love.
Yay. Yeah. Hey, Matt, nice statistics there. I can't believe Coolio only sold 4.8 million. Gangster's Paradise was such an enormous track, and so was the Funky Voyage or Fantastic Voyage. The thing I just want to put out there about that is that LV, I think he's really the one that probably made people really love Gangster's Paradise.
Oh,
He's
so
kind of
good.
a member of South Central Cartel, and he had some solo albums too. So to the Boys to Men
Dog,
fans out there,
my homie almost booked him last year, and he was like, I'm gonna end my 3-day show, okay, by bringing out LV, and I'm gonna rap Coolio's parts, and I'm gonna have him sing it. And it didn't come together, but it's like it's on his dream list. Is like, how crazy would it be to end my 3-day show with him doing Gangster's Paradise?
dude, yeah, I feel like the name recognition's not there for him. Like we don't have Nate Dogg anymore. How is not everybody booking LV to do the hooks for their albums? Like, dog, the song "G's on the Move" by South Central Cartel, dude. The back and forth between LV and Havoc or Prodigy, whichever guy it is. Not the guys from Mobb Deep, but the guys from South Central Cartel. The second verse, it's beautiful the way they go back and forth. And LV's like any track he's on with South Central Cartel, those are my favorite tracks, along with the Shy Lights. I don't know if there's any South Central Cartel fans out there. There's a South Central Cartel video that is it looks kind of like a Bone Thugs video, and they both came out in '94. They're rapping with the Burning Barrels. They got the same braids, same outfits. So yeah, LV. Yeah, Coolio in the Mad Circle, Dub C in the Mad Circle, the first album that they dropped.
That was his song first. LV has.
I've heard the whole version. I like it so much better.
Entire solo version that then, somehow. Hey, it works out good for them both. It's kind of like it's kind of like California Love was a Dr. Dre song. And it might have done nothing if Tupac wouldn't have got on it. Probably the same thing here. This LV song could have sat and rotted.
Bro,
that's just how it works.
Eli Green just pointed out the absolute thing. Yes, bro, the Dove Shack. How did they not stick around? I know they came out like albums afterwards, but bro, Summertime in the LBC and This Is the Shack and all those tracks with Warren G. Bro,
Christine from Beatbox LLC says they're going to do a special bundle for us that they don't sell. They're putting it together specifically for Beyond the Harmony giveaway. So that's fire because they had access to crazy shit.
Awesome. Yeah, we did that was one of our first like big giveaways we did was that first Beatbox LLC. It had like the Busy Bone Gold CD for carbon monoxide in it?
All kinds of stuff in it. It was great.
Yeah.
Man, that was so cool.
But yeah, props to Eli and Byron knowing about South Central Cartel and the Dove Shack, bro. I love the Dove Shack, and that Summertime in the LBC is top 100 rap song of all time in my book. I'm not talking about Sublime's version. I'm talking about the Dove Shack Summertime in the LBC.
We're only about 10 subscribers away from 105,000.
Oh, nice.
Not that it matters. Who's even counting anymore?
I'm bro. When I see that though, I'm tempted to like just start dropping bone shorts again.
You're sick.
Just to get the numbers
You're
up.
sick. Who cares? You're sick. The next plaque doesn't come until 1 million, right?
Right.
And
If
then
I had,
100
I think
million.
it's 100,000 million, 10 million.
I got to be honest, dog. When I see that gold plaque, I'm just like, kind of want it.
Oh,
I
you're
kinda want
sick.
it.
You know?
John,
Just
we
relax.
thought you were cured, man.
Yeah, I thought
you
this
were
was
you
gonna
were
fix
so
it.
relieved for like weeks.
Yeah. No, I no, but the thing is, like, now that I got it, I'm good. I'm good at heart now. Like, I don't need the gold, but I needed the silver. I needed that. I don't need the gold. It's a nice to have, but I needed the silver. And I am, 4 months in, I'm relieved and still thrilled about the accomplishment and the milestone. But I'm saying I see that goal and I wouldn't mind having it.
Show me the pins, John. Show me what's left.
Alrighty. So
What do we
last
got?
week we gave away the just the Bone Thugs and Harmony one.
Oh, it was just the bone logo. Someone won that.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. There you go. Let's see.
My fingers.
What do we do this week? We got the Bone Enterprise. We'll save that one. No, we'll save Eternal. We'll save the Eternal one for the 30, right?
Yeah, that one's going next live that we do.
Yep.
Is it tall enough? Can you see? Do I need to bring it closer?
Maybe we do this Mothug one.
What do you think, Matt?
Oh, Matt's
Are you
gone.
there?
Matt's
gone.
taking a leak.
Okay. Well, yeah. You see, I'm looking at these. They're all good, bro. They're all good. Mo Thugs, yeah. Let's do Mo Thugs.
A Mothug, a mighty Mothug. It's that, or we're gonna respin for the license plate, so you could give away the resurrection one.
Oh, yeah. Let me show the license plate. Thug line. Okay, so wait. So you're saying Resurrection, not Mo Thugs?
Yeah, because the license plates from Resurrection, the video. Let's double Resurrection it.
Good idea. I'm looking for it on here.
It's the one with like the weird sun thing. I don't know
okay.
what
Yep.
the fuck they were about during that time, but
shoot, I don't remember where I put all the things to not cut your fingers.
Pinbacks. It's all right.
Pinbacks. They're here somewhere.
They're 7
I'll find
cents. So, all right. So we're gonna spin twice. They can't see it unless it's against like your black shirt, Johnny. There you go. Once things are against your black shirt, they can see it. Okay.
So Matt, did you hear what we're giving away? We're doing a resurrection giveaway here in favor of the 4 mic resurrection. There it goes.
I like that sun symbol. I don't know why that didn't catch on more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like all my favorite looks never really caught on that one. And earlier, Cecil, when you're talking about your 24 by 24 double-sided thing,
yeah,
the imagery from Thug Mentality, whoever dressed crazy with like, it always reminded me of like post-apocalyptic or like The Crow or maybe Batman.
Well, they were trying to get like the Matrix vibe, right?
Yes, but I feel like those specific 4 photos wasn't the green and black. Yeah, it was totally played from the Matrix, but like I feel like those ones, man, like whoever did the photography for that is some of my favorite bone imagery of all time. So anyway,
I only say that because the Matrix had come out in '99, and they wore the long black leather trench coats and the fucking
100%.
But yeah, I what's funny is I was very like, yo, what the fuck is Lazy Bone doing? Not being full blown Lazy Bone, right? But like Crazy Bone, maybe it's just because he used the old English letters and I was good with it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I was totally fine with the fact that he went full blown futuristic digital, vampire hunter on his. But I was really against this El Burna shit. I was like, the fuck is this about?
Yeah, well, it still had his name plastered over everything, whereas like we were worried Alberna was leaving the group.
Right. Well, we're doing the resurrection, the double resurrection giveaway. Somebody won last week, 2 weeks ago. They had 2 weeks to claim it. No one claimed it. What do we draw first? The grand prize, which would be the pin.
Are you able to pipe in the intro music to one of those AI songs you made to build the suspense for the spin?
No, should I play one more before?
Oh, good idea. Yeah. Well, let it play while you do the.
The spin takes 11 seconds.
Okay, but I mean, there's build up to it, and then you could like. Oh, you can't. Can you pause the audio? Like,
man, this guy, he's making.
Yeah, John, you're making some demands tonight, man. You want it to go a certain way, right?
What the fuck?
I want every time we do this spin, I want like I want Splack Pack. Oh, is Carrie still in the audience? Splack Pack out of Palm Beach County. Ride go. What? Say scrub the ground. But we'll probably get copyright hit on that. That's what I want to play. I want Splack Pack scrub the ground to play when we do these spins, but I don't want a copyright strike. So we'll roll with the original idea at the beginning. Let's hear some AI, new waves, robots, the amazing robots.
Let's see if
singing our favorite Bone songs.
Let's see if you can hear this. Can you hear this?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Ready, go.
There's always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know. There's always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know. My life is a jungle. I struggle, hustle Monday through Sunday. They tell me the world is mine, but shit, I don't want it. Who want it? How could it be mine? And I'm still hungry, lost and lonely. So I holler at the voices of the wind as a friend, but I predicted this ending back in the day. Cause I had visions of bad decisions, knew niggas would go astray. Although we pray and we pray and we pray, we do, but still will a player lose. Always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know. There's always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know. No more united, divided we fall. Nigga and hard we all dealt fucked up cards, but don't complain, just play the hand that you was dealt. You play 'em right, you prevail. You play 'em wrong, then you fail. It ain't hard to tell when you've been headed for self-destruction. Cause I could look at the piece of the puzzle, it ain't no love involved. Everything we was dissolved, we are hard as one, but together we raw. And there ain't a player that can fuck with that. We supposed to be even tighter, my sister was up with that. Letting the devil get in, should've been, he was pretending to be friends. We was taken by that snake in the grass. Slither slip, that hater fast. Yeah, that motherfucking snake in the grass. We dropped our guards and he got inside us like a virus. Now our family reunion and turned into a family crisis. Always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want
it's fucking bangs.
You want, but shit, I don't know. There's always something you got to give up.
It's a banger.
If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know. I was never on some solo shit. Always down to roll and blow a head off. He dead off and don't know me, don't tell me you love me when I was lonely and my daddy died. All of my niggas came to get dressed and thanks for coming. I'm still stressed out over the death when I take my breath and puff my cigarette. There's always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know. There's always something you got to give up. Yeah, I know. If you want everything you want, but shit, I don't know.
That's banging, bro.
Smoking hydro, feeling fine. Slow sipping on wine, ghetto wine. Hydro, yeah, should've been told you. Living proof soldiers, wine on. So come and light the spliff, dog, and it better be that hydro. Smoking hydro, feeling fine. Slow sipping on wine, ghetto wine. Hydro, yeah, should've been told you. Living proof soldiers, wine on. So come and light the spliff, dog, and it better be that hydro. spliff dog, and it better be that hydro. Smoking hydro, feeling fine, slow sipping on white wine, yeah, the wine hydro, yeah. Should have been told you, living proof soldiers, wino. So come and light the spliff dog, and it better be that hydro.
Killing it, bro. You're giving AI a good name.
So real.
Last one, and then we're spinning, y'all. I fucking love this one. We're back to the big build-up Conor McGregor ones that I fucking love right here.
I'm just trying to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? For the wars to come, straight warrior. What you gonna do when they come for you? Y'all feel me? Times, hard times, Lord, my hard times. You know it got me feeling bent up and stuff, smoking and drinking too much, and yeah, it slowly erased my sunshine. Times, hard times, Lord, my hard times. You know it got me feeling bent up and stuff, smoking and drinking too much, and yeah, it slowly erase my sunshine. Can't he see that we are in need to be free? Can't he see that we are in need to be free? Can't he see that we are in need to be free? Can't he see that we are in need to be free?
All right, that feels like now we're ready to spin a motherfucking wheel, John.
Woo! Do it, dog!
Did that hit for you, John, the way you needed it to?
Dog, they all hit so good, man. Every one of them. Every one of them.
That makes me feel very good that you hit your numbers.
Yeah.
Now,
Somebody just said that note was hella long. I agree, and I didn't. I did prompt it, and I was like, I was actually kicking it with my kid, and she was like, I wish this was just a little bit shorter. And I agreed. I was like, if the note would have gave out just like just a little bit, like it started to be like clearly AI. It started to be clearly AI, but yeah, no, I was really happy with it. Fuck it, I have one more. I might as well play it. It was the last one I had.
We're in the group.
Yeah, fuck it.
Time after time, find I question my life. How went wrong? Will it ever be right? Will I rise? Will I fall? Stand tall. Continue asking, but I'm knowing only God knows. Time after time, find I question my life. How went wrong? Will it ever be right? Will I rise? Will I fall? Stand tall. Continue asking, but I'm knowing only God knows.
It's epic, bitch.
Growing up in the hood as a hard knock, I never knew nothing too much about young. My only concern was making my money and running these streets as a thug. Instead of the birds and bees, I always talked to birds and the G's. that coldness inside me, but I'm knowing only God knows. Temptation is keeping me steadily going under, and I wonder if I can make it through the thunder, 'cause I done caused so much hurt and pain to something that ain't deserve a thing. If I could change that, it would all be rearranged. But what's done is done, and I paid the price, and now I'm like, help me, Lord, to better my life, my life. Just give me the chance to prove the world that I can be the man that I am, and I plan on keeping it real up, really slow and steady. Time after time, find I question my life. How went wrong? Will it ever be right? Will I rise? Will I fall? Stand tall, continue asking, but I'm knowing only God knows. Time after time, find I question my life. How went wrong? Will it ever be right? Will I rise? Will I fall? Stand tall, continue asking, but I'm knowing only God knows. So now I'm headed to the chapel, and I'm finna try marriage. It's going down, yeah, 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 but what do you know? Who would've knew that would make situations worse? And my curse, nothing I've tried seems to work, and I drop to my knees and I pray, yes I pray, and I wonder if I'll ever see a better day. I need a better day. I've seen much in my time, and I think it was too much for my eyes. The wickedness pulling me closer to failure. Every time I think I'm rising, yeah, but you live and you learn and try to make better. Gotta get control, then follow the Lord, and who knows where you'll go for sure. I can see how I've been sinning. I'm asking the Lord for a little bit of forgiving, giving.
There it is, John.
Bro, the reimagining of these tracks is colossal, man. This is everything, man.
It's the new Waves album.
New Waves.
You know, it's the New Waves album. All right, let's spin a fucking wheel. Bringing the wheel up. You can see right now we got 30 people. We are closing it out, so even if you join right now, you're out the game. We got a couple people on here twice. Lib21, Eli Green on here twice. Let's spin for the pin first. Let's go.
Spin for the pin. Rider, go. What? Rider, go. Somebody say scrub the ground.
RB Santana. I swear to God, it feels like RB Santana wins every fucking week, and I think that's somebody that doesn't get a hold of us every week. I swear to God, that motherfucker wins. I think, is that who won last time?
No, last time it was somebody. I can't see the names. But yeah, RB Santana, I think.
This has happened.
RB Santana has definitely won before and not claimed the prize.
I think RB Santana won that Busy Bone jersey we had that time.
And
did we ever actually finally give that out? No. Are you still sitting on that Busy jersey?
2 of them.
Bro, man. RB Santana.
All right, okay. Well, RB, you got until the next fucking show to claim. You just won yourself the gold resurrection pin. The only way you could get the gold one was part of the whole set, but you got a chance to get it yourself. So let's remove him from the next drawing. RB is out. That's our winner of the pin. Somebody's getting the Thug Line featured in the resurrection video license plate next. Let's spin him up.
Okay. Whoa. Damn it.
Stop the grind.
Brandon Whitsell? I don't know who that is, so that's somebody brand new to me.
Brandon Whitsell. Woo!
I don't know who that is. Brandon, you just won, man.
Oh, I wonder if that's our Brandon. I don't. We Brandon, you just won this Thug Line. You out there?
Brandon, you won. So If you're watching, Brandon, RB Santana and Brandon Witzel, you both just won beyondtheharmony99@gmail.com. Shoot us an email, beyondtheharmony99@gmail.com. Send us your address and your username on here. Make sure we know that it's you. And, beyondtheharmony99@gmail.com. And let us know that you won. That's our winners. That's it. Shout out to both our winners. Shout out the entire goddamn Skull and Crossroads Society. We appreciate every one of you, your contributions to make it happen. Shout out to everybody over on our Discord, the actual, our Facebook, everybody here on our YouTube. Man, we've built such an amazing, beautiful community, and man, it's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. It's how we're able to keep doing it. So let's all get together on the Discord. We got a lot of big shit coming. We got the trip coming. We got the Thuggish Ruggish Mafia tour coming. The three of us are gonna be in the Long Island. It's not Long Island. Where is it actually?
One Talk in Long Island.
There you go. That's where the three of us are gonna be there for that show. If you're gonna be there, let us know. We're gonna be getting together in February. Beyond the Harmonies getting together. Where we're gonna happen, we'll know better in a week. We got some new dates that are dropping here for you guys, so keep an eye out. When the new dates for the next shows drop, we'll put them on the Discord. We'll even put them on the YouTube and that message board. Boy, John, I wish we did all the voting for the 50th episode. That all happened on YouTube. Imagine if we had that voting now with the Discord, bro. Would have been bananas.
Bro, and shout out to everybody that joined tonight. Who knew? I didn't even know that we were going to get to hear some new waves. Cecil was AI.
I didn't either.
Even AI a good name. And, regarding that long note at the end, that to me, I was like, that was Cecil letting people know that AI has a place in the world. I mean, find a person that could hold the note that long. So I'm not trying to give AI credit over humans, but I think we could coexist. I'm a fan of it. I love everything Cecil made. He even made a remake of a track from one of my old solo albums and some remakes of his own songs. And I enjoyed every single one of them. Talia heard them all too. So just to let you know,
Nice.
The wife got to hear him.
Nice.
When that long note happened, she kind of looked at me like, all right, I mean, that's a long note. I get it.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
It was long for me too. I didn't want it that long, but I couldn't it's kind of like one of these things that once you do it, trying to change it is tough. That's the only thing about backpedaling on AI is really hard to do. Like AI is kind of like, nah, dog. Sorry.
Yeah, AI does what it wants.
Yeah. It's like,
no, I'm good with it. I like that it's there. It was a statement, bro. You gave AI the chance to make a statement to the humans, like, hey, respect the game.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, when we did the mantra review, which I'm still, by the way, amazed that we cut it down to what we cut it down to.
Are you still scarred from the experience?
Oh man, that was so tough. That took years off my life. But there's this part during one of the songs where you go, this is Busy Bones saying, I'm about to show y'all motherfuckers. The Midwest and when that AI bitch starts singing like that, I'm like, oh yeah, this was AI saying, I'm about to show y'all motherfuckers. So
indeed. Yo, I'm glad when Busy did that shit, man. That was golden Busy era, blazed, great time.
I think we got it. John, you got anything else for the people?
Nope. Just thanks for everybody for indulging all the crazy stuff that I talked about tonight outside the topics. Hopefully we all have a great time. Hope to see some of you guys out there in New York. Hope to see you guys in a few weeks at our 30th anniversary for East 99 Eternal, and hope to see you for the Archdogs thing.
Yeah, hell yeah. Matt, anything for the people?
Shout out to Florida Boy for calling in. It's always good when the fans call in, get their perspective. They always have good questions, so it was good to hear from someone else.
That's how Matthew Weaver became a member of the team right there, was calling in.
Yeah. And here I am, right? So sitting on the other side. So no, it was good. We talked about all kinds of stuff today. So I liked having such a wide variety of things to cover. I like how the episode went a lot.
It's good times. My name is Cecil West, rocking with the one and only Jonathan. And he is the co-hosting, coast-to-coasting, come-up creeper, never sour, always sweeter. Ladies and gentlemen.
I am Matthew Weaver.
And it is that time of the night. Feenics, Ryzin, take us on home, girl.
Beyond the harmony for the fans we celebrate.